hardware-wise, unfortunately, they've tried to move to software-based systems. Like, guys, that's stupid.
They're moving to software-based systems because SteelSeries realized that no one's going to pay $7,000 for a fucking headset, besides a really niche group of people who are audiophiles. But that's not something you can base an entire fucking company the size of SteelSeries off of, because SteelSeries wants to be fucking Google again. More companies doing more retarded shit when they could just make money doing what they were good at.
But Sneaky, number go up.
Number must go up.
No, the problem is numbers going down. That's the problem.
Yes,
No, Sneaky.
Sneaky.
You're wrong. Number can never go down. Number can slightly dip, maybe sometimes, but number always go up. That what economics school taught me. Number only ever go up. Number has never gone down. The 1930s weren't real. Number never go down.
Neither was 2008 or 2012.
Listen, we can't let the people know that 1930 was real. They'll stop believing in the market.
No, but no, seriously, that's what I'm saying.
You have to help me
seriously.
convince the people that 1930 wasn't real.
Armstrong, what the fuck are you talking about?
It's the same shit that happened to Creative Assembly. It's the same shit that's happened to fucking GW. It's these fucking companies are just like, hey, we're being successful doing this thing that we're good at. Oh, we should hire on more people. Oh, we aren't making money anymore because the amount of people that we can get to buy the product we're producing is a limited number. Somehow, this is impossible. Clearly, we just need to appeal to a wider market with more products. We need to hire more people for more products. And then nothing ever gives them the same amount of money they were getting when they were a small company catering to a niche audience. And so, like I said,
wider audience.
That's what I'm saying. Number might not technically be going down, but number percentage is going down. You know?
It doesn't help that oftentimes what precedes this is them deciding to go to some form of shareholder system, whether it's public or
obviously
outsiders to a private like I don't think Games Workshop is publicly traded, but they've definitely invited people in as shareholders.
Yeah.
Which is a large part of the problem.
Yeah.
So it's like, on the one hand, this should mean that they avoid the pitfalls of publicly traded companies. On the other hand, no, they still brought in outsiders who only care about money and not the consumers.
That would require James Workshop
the thing
not
is,
to
like,
be a shithead.
The thing is, though, is you don't even need to care about the consumers. You just need to produce a good product.
Yes, but caring about the consumers tends to help.
It tends to be a second-order effect, certainly. But even if you make a product that is like, you could make a product, right, that, like, runs on mulched kittens. But if it cures cancer, cooks food for you, and helps your son learn math, then moms are gonna buy it and mulch those kittens.
Oh, they'll do it gleefully. My son's doing something besides masturbating all day?
Yeah.
Which is apparently what all mothers think their children do.
Yeah, I think it's projection.
I would request you never make me think like that again.
No, it's just women projection. Average woman projection. But yeah, no, it's if you just make a product that does something that people want it to do, people will purchase the product. Now, that doesn't mean you have an infinite number of people to sell to. Tupperware is finding that out.
No, Tupperware found that out. They they're gone as a company now by all right.
Yeah, well, I mean, that they did it to themselves, and not even because their
I
product was
know.
too good.
Actually, no, it's mostly because their product was too good, Sneaky. There are people who legitimately, those are now family heirlooms. They're the Tupperware their grandma bought in like
No,
the
no, Max, you're not
70s and 80s.
understanding. They were just fine as a small niche company, and that's what they were for a very long period of time. They only had like 3 factories or something. But in like 2008 or something, they're like, "Oh, people really like this Tupperware stuff. We're selling a lot of it. We're gonna open up like 35 factories."
Yeah, I know, Sneaky, but the problem is that the quality remained consistent even after suddenly, quite literally, increasing production tenfold. That's the problem.
Sure,
There
no,
was
that's
no reason to replace said product. Part
well,
of the
no,
reason for their failure is they succeeded too hard.
no, well, no. The reason for their failure is because they outgrew their market. Yes, they succeeded
Yes,
they made a
succeeded
such good
too
product they
hard.
didn't need to. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying though, is if they just stuck with like the 3 factories they started with, they wouldn't be failing as a company. But because they times 10 their employee count, which means they had to make times 10 the amount of money that they previously did to keep the same ratio, then yeah, no shit, they failed. They filled up their consumer base faster than they could, last off of the money. I I fucking have a stroke over these fucking companies. Because it's the same thing for fucking fandoms. It's like 28 years later is a great example of this. They're making
God.
they're making that a trilogy,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Fuck they
Oh.
are.
Is the next one gonna be 28 centuries later?
God, I wish.
In the grim darkness of the
28,000 years later.
In the grim
There
darkness
is only
of the 30th
zombies.
century,
That
there
would be
is
a
only.
kick-ass crossover, actually.
I
No,
mean, we
you know
already
what?
have Nurgle, so.
I mean, not
We take
really.
that-
Yeah, it would just be Nurgle.
We take that, right? We take that, and what we do is we turn it into a Warm Bodies crossover.
What?
It's a shitty Netflix zombie series, I think.
Oh no! I
I've
don't think
seen
it's
results.
It was a
Trash.
movie.
No, Warm Bodies was a comedy
Oh, I'm
movie.
sorry, movie.
It was actually pretty okay, and it was literally like, what was the cure for the zombie disease all along? Oh, literally, all the zombies are just hyper depressed people who need to feel love once in their life.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That's fucking dumb.
Like they were just like it was.
No,
They were just like
Side, of
people,
course
like,
it's dumb.
walking
The
ar-
entire thing is played to be
Yeah,
dumb. It starts
a-
out
it
with
it
the
leans
most.
into it.
Yeah, it starts out with the most stereotypical girl in love shot you like that's in like every bad rom-com, except she's falling for the hot zombie.
Yeah, I can see that.
There are some things I could say.
Killionaire, you can shut the fuck up. Warm Bodies was maybe a 7 out of 10 satire.
It's like y'all put
It's
too much
legitimately
fucking, like-
funny. Like there's a lot of like actually good jokes in there.
Now, I will say this, if rom-coms aren't already your thing, then yeah, just avoid the movie.
Yeah,
Because
that's
the zombie satire does not carry it. It's the zombie satire with the rom-com satire that helps that movie.
Yeah.
So if you're not already someone who enjoys both, probably don't bother. If it's one or the other, it's not a good idea.
Like I'm never gonna stand there and tell you it's the peak of comedy, but it's funny enough.
God,
But
no, if
I mean,
want the peak of
either way,
comedy,
point
I'll
being though
just
is they
watch
should
Chappelle.
have just made a different movie. They should have, if they just made a new zombie movie, people would hate it less.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
I
not
will
saying it'd
say
be
it is-
good. People would just hate it less.
One positive thing that came out of this movie was more boomers were once again introduced to the concept of VTubers, and Corona got to interview the directors. And
That was the
directors was like,
funniest shit.
I'm-
That was the
one of them-
funniest fucking shit. Oh
One of them
my
was
god.
such a crotchety old man, like, why am I fucking doing this? And the co-director's like, I'm loving this. This is great, and this girl is an absolute sweetheart. One was clearly enjoying the interview, and the other was like, why?
Oh god, yeah, no, it was so fucking funny, especially when Karon's like, I'm a dog, can I get it? And the crotchety old guy's like, you're not a dog. What is this?
I'm an old man. I don't
Director's
understand
like,
the young
"Stop-
people things.
Stop being a bitch and answer her question.
Wait, did he really say that?
No, but the tone of like, all right, I'm gonna try. He used the tone you use with a 4 or 5-year-old when you're clearly trying to dumb something down.
And
You're doing it to an
what
adult, so
what
you're trying to be
blows me away,
being a bitch.
right? What blows me away about that interview is they are movie directors. Their job is making shit up and playing
Yeah.
along with it. And then someone's like, yeah, hey, I'm an anime character, I got dog ears, I'm a dog, and you're like, no, you're a human. It's like, bro?
I just can't
Hello?
believe that.
You just made a
can't
movie
believe-
about zombies!
Yeah, I just can't believe Cover keeps getting away with these interviews.
Well, I mean, hey, Kojima apparently liked Pecora so much that he made Norman Reedus record like 30 lines of him saying Pecco.
Oh no, Pecora's
Wow.
in the game.
She's in the
Two-
game.
Oh, I know
two
she's
and a
in the
half minutes
game as
later,
well,
right
but
after
like,
drop.
no, I know she's in the game as well, but straight up, like, there's a Pecco hat you can get. And if you wear the Pecco hat, a bunch of Norman's lines just become Pecco. It's said differently.
Kojima
Oh.
offers you a role in his new game. However, you must watch 20 minutes of Pecora over the span of 300 days. And you must also smoke the Pecora
Fucking-
booth. Do you accept?
Cursed.
Mr. Hideo is something else sometimes.
Yeah, so no,
He
that's what I'm
is-
saying. It's just like, if you just made 28 years later and you called it something like After, you know, some other pithy Hollywood bullshit, right? It would have been a better movie because I wouldn't have come in expecting 28 weeks later stuff.
Yeah.
Or you could have done it right the first time and not. fucked
Well,
off
see,
in the second
sign,
movie
we
before the
can't
game
we
part.
can't expect them to do anything right. So
Oh, yeah,
Also, I'm
right,
gonna be
I know.
honest. If any premise of this movie is that the zombies are somehow supposed to be a threat after nearly 3 decades,
yeah,
you have a fundamental misunderstanding of
Yeah.
the human spirit at that point.
Also, a fundamental misunderstanding of biology.
They're not
Like- Yeah.
zombies in 28 days later. They're rage zombies. Remember, they're alive. They're people. They effectively
Oh,
got hyper
no, that-
rabies.
no,
Well,
no.
that-
See,
that's
that doesn't work
That doesn't
though.
matter here, though. Well, never mind,
Yeah,
doesn't
see,
work,
this
that
is
doesn't
why I like
matter. At the end of
Days
the day,
Gone.
Humans adapt super well. Like that was a big turning point in the Walking Dead comics when they eventually was like, why are we scared of them? They can't run. They slow down in the winter, and all you got to do is pop them in the head, assuming that they even lasted past this year's summer because their bodies have decayed to
Yeah.
the point that a lot of them can't even move any longer.
Wasn't like the bigger
Well, what-
threat
did
in
you
Walking
watch-
Dead became more like the ones that were stuck inside of buildings and shit?
Yeah.
Well,
That and
no,
it-
the biggest
that
problem
and
was other
the-
humans.
Well, yes,
Yeah,
I'm talking about the zombies.
social-
Nose.
Yeah, the biggest zombie problems were the ones like, oh, don't go in that building. Why? Because we've got like 4 dozen trapped in there, and if we open the door, we are all fucked. And if anyone falls in, they're fucked.
But no, this is why
I mean,
like
at that point, didn't you just napalm it?
So this was like a huge plot thing in the outside of game content for Left 4 Dead, and this is also why I like Days Gone. So in Left 4 Dead, the zombies are not zombies. They're enraged humans. But the key part there is in the comics, it shows that the zombies, because they've become enraged humans who just like can't think about anything besides like what's happening right now. I'm angry, I'm scared. They don't scavenge for food. They don't eat. And they are burning out. Yeah. The common infected are burning out.
Yes.
The special infected aren't. They're getting more lethal as time goes on, but the common infected
Yeah,
are burning out.
The special infected are sadly built different beyond just having unique mutations.
But then in Days Gone, that's another virus swept through the nation. It turned them into feral people, not undead people. And the key part there is that they went fully feral, not like, oh, I'm just angry. And so they go around doing things like gathering up into packs of like-colored individuals. They build nests out of wood and shit inside buildings because like they remember buildings are where you're supposed to go to be inside a place, but they don't really understand buildings. So they kind of just build the nest inside the building. They do shit like there's kid infected, and the kid infected, they gather up into giant clans and they climb around on the roofs and they gather up a bunch of like shiny things or toys and crap and crayons and whatnot. And
that's
a great detail, but horrific.
Yes,
which is part of what makes it a great detail. I recognize.
Yeah, no, it's
that is
really
a terrifying
great
possibility. Thank you for this information.
because they're called fucking hell. What are they called? So you have your freaks, or your swarmers. Your freaks are the general word. You have swarmers, which are basically the adults. You have newts, which are the kids. I think they're called roids or something, which is the big guys. Like basically someone who was taking steroids when they got infected. They swell up. They're sort of like they're not Left 4 Dead tanks, but they effectively are. And the interesting detail they actually included in the combat AI is that all of the freaks will attack each other. Like the horde is a pack, and they'll attack non-horde freaks. Newts will get attacked by swarmers. Roids will attack everyone, and you'll see them constantly ripping into flesh of other. If like a freak gets hungry, it'll attack a non-grouped freak. And you'll see them constantly eating each other and stuff like that. And it was very interesting. I think they handled the non-zombie zombie virus very well compared to a lot of series.
Yeah. It sounds like it.
Yeah, no, it was. I cannot stop praising Days Gone because it the story was great, the background lore is great, the gunplay is good. Even the collectible shit isn't terrible. Pretty much the only thing I ever complained about Days Gone was it was very crafting heavy, especially for the later hordes you're supposed to clear as a side mission. It's very crafting heavy, like, oh, you take a gallon jug, you fill it with diesel and styrofoam, and then you make a napalm Molotov, and then that burns in a larger area for longer, and stuff like that. But like the resources to make the napalm Molotov are super hard to find, especially if you're playing survivor mode, which decreases item spawns even more. And yeah, and it's like, of all things, this is the one thing I didn't get about the game. You can't buy crafting ingredients.
Well, that's
you
fucking
can
dumb.
buy ammo, you can buy motorcycle parts, you can buy gas, you can buy grenades, You can buy med kits, but you can't buy Molotovs. You can't buy the crafting ingredients for the Molotovs. It makes no fucking sense.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was my only bitch. But I mean, otherwise, it's a fun game. It's a great game. 9 out of 10. But anyway, as I said, I am very pissed at companies and at people who can't just enjoy success. They have to sabotage themselves until they fail completely. You know, it's how we end up with Paradox and Creative Assembly in the modern day, where they can't just take the win. They can't just take the victory that they brought themselves when they reboot a series into the next number. So, you know, moving from CK2 to 3. They just have to fucking obliterate every lesson they've learned creating CK2. They forget when making CK3. It's baffling. Same thing for Europa. Every lesson they learned, they forget. Same thing, I'm sure, for Stellaris, if they ever stop updating it and finally make a sequel. They're probably going to remove tons of things that they already made, already put in the game, already work, already spent years perfecting. They're just going to remove it because... I don't know. They hate success. The wheel says Fate, by the way, in case anyone was wondering. Here's the wheel, Fate.
Oh, no.
Oh,
God.
The wheel has forsaken us.
Indeed. But yeah, I'm just so fucking tired of it, because when the good properties get driven into the ground because companies are like, oh, well, we already secured the ×4 RTS base building combat simulator market, so we're going to debase our game, make it not the thing people bought it for all these previous years, because obviously they'll just keep buying it when we make it no longer a ×4 base building simulator. All those people that are here just for the ×4 base building simulator, they'll obviously keep buying it when we remove that.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my god, we spent $1 gajillion on this game and no one's buying it. I can't understand how this happened. It's just, I'm tired of shit I enjoy being destroyed by stupid people. Not even out of stupidity, out of malicious greed.
The Magic 8 Ball says, try again later.
Last good zombie movie I enjoyed was Zombieland. That was funny. Wait, they made a... Wait, what do you mean the first one?
Yeah, they made
Oh, yeah, no,
one.
they made a sequel, brother.
No, they didn't. No.
Yes,
no,
they did.
No.
Actually, it was not terrible.
No.
It was, yeah, not terrible, but not great either.
That is all I will
They
say
make a
about it.
sequel.
Not terrible.
What the fuck did I just read? Oh, okay, I'm not ready for this. Oh, God, I'm not ready for this. All right, nope, nope.
Not bad.
Nope. Nope.
Wow. That must be special.
Okay, we're just gonna...
The fuck you mean they made a TV series, Aura?
What do you mean? Zombieland TV series?
No,
I
they
have
did
not
not.
heard of
They fucking
this.
did not.
I refuse.
You may be thinking about
Zombieland the series. What?
No,
When
no,
was this
no.
truck? 2013.
No.
What do you mean Amazon was the distributor for a TV series in 2013 for Zombieland?
What?
No. I refuse.
I don't think it made it past the pilot episode.
Was it
Oh,
direct to
I can find-
DVD?
Oh,
No,
Oh,
direct
God.
to Amazon.
Direct
oh
to
God,
Amazon.
it exists.
Oh, IMDb is titling it as a TV movie, 2013.
Oh,
Jesus
boy.
Christ.
Yeah, it's
Wait,
That's
is
rough.
that a direct to channel? Like the old sci-fi movies?
Yeah,
I think
I
so.
think so.
Woo!
God, those were such a fucking
That's-
trip. Oh boy, I wonder what's on the Sci-Fi Channel today. Oh no, Mecha Giga Gorilla versus Apex Crocodile and Mega Python.
You know what? And it probably still had twice the passion that's put into current modern Hollywood movies.
The
Yeah.
funniest fucking shit ever is it was just the same group of actors playing different characters. Supposedly.
But all still
Dude,
saying
I
the same
fucking-
character.
All still
I
saying the same
loved-
shit, all acting the same. They just
loved
had
those
different
movie
names.
marathon days. I loved those movie marathon days. They were so good.
Oh my god,
Like,
they
oh,
were
what's
so
today's movie theme? Ah, random bullshit go. Got it.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the 70-foot anaconda! It's got a face-down Giga Shark!
Sci-fi actually used to show some really good shit, and then they,
Yeah.
Ooh, you know.
Well, the
About
problem...
1999,
Once they
2000.
fully rebranded to sci-fi spelled with 2 Y's.
Yeah,
that's why,
yeah.
yeah.
Also, for that Zombieland series, they didn't even get the original actors, so none of them look even
Yeah.
remotely similar.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
Also,
Nah, I will say,
the show was from 2013, the movie was from 2009, and the sequel movie was from 2019.
Jesus Christ. I will say I did like the touch in Zombieland where they're like, no, don't tell me your name. Telling me your name makes you a person. Where are you going?
Yeah, that was great. Okay, we're gonna call you Kentucky. Okay, all right, I'm down with this.
Kentucky, Tallahassee, what the fuck, Ohio, or whatever the fuck her name was.
Little
Ohio.
Rock and Wichita. The only reason I know
Yeah.
this is because I'm currently looking at
Wichita.
the cast list for these movies.
But yeah, like, I liked that little detail, and that's something that some people might actually do in a zombie apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was fucking great.
Absolutely. I see Sharknado has been mentioned. For
Yeah.
those who don't know,
Asylum.
Sharknado eventually devolved into random time travel being involved and literally breaking down the fabric of reality if they didn't fix whatever it was they had
Excuse
to fix.
fucking you.
Yeah, Sharknado 8 or whatever.
I didn't stutter.
You know what? Peak.
You must have.
This is the greatest movie series of all time.
No, you see, the best part about
No.
Asylum
I think
films...
they finished at 5 or 6.
Clearly, we have peaked as a species, and there's no way to go up here.
Yeah.
Shoot 'em up was
they-
hilarious.
They finished at 6 movies in total, and the final one was called The Last Sharknado. It's About Time. Because it was literally about
Well,
time
at
travel,
least-
and they're finally done making Sharknado.
Oh god.
So
Say what
this
you
is...
will, they lean
this is
heavily into
peak.
their bullshit.
So
Shut
they gave it a 6.6, but no, it's actually fucking great. It's about like a hobo with a gun, and like there's a scene where he's
You mean
fucking a
Hobo with
hooker.
Gun?
No.
That's an actual movie, Hobo. with
Yeah,
a
I
Gun.
know. Well, this is called Shoot 'em Up.
Oh wait, no, I think I've seen some clips from this of like this is actually insane gun fu.
Oh no, it's crazy gun fu. There's a scene where he's fucking a hooker and ninjas attack. So he has to keep fucking the
Okay.
hooker while he's shooting the ninjas.
Why?
He has to keep fucking the
Because
hooker.
this
Not,
is a
not,
mid 2000s.
I mean, listen, I get he paid for 30 minutes, but
Yeah, well, it's a mid
She's still
2000s
on the
action
block.
flick making. I'm pretty sure this was also making fun of action flicks.
Oh
to
no,
some
yes, no,
degree.
it
I
was
mean,
it
over
was
the
making
top
it was a comedy. The whole thing's a comedy. It's making fun of action movies. That's yeah. It was completely making fun of it. Yeah, it was great. He's just some fucking random hobo, but they like shot guns near him or something, and then now he's like, oh, now it's personal. It was funny as
Yeah,
hell.
sounds about right. Holy shit. Someone actually decided to archive the Zombieland series pilot page. Look at this. Look at this fucking early 2010. Oh, that's the wrong photo. Okay, I need you to fucking embed properly. This early 2010s Amazon is something else. I forgot what it looked like until
Early
now.
2010s Amazon. Let me see that. Oh, geez.
Or I don't
Oh.
need to hear that Sharknado had a spinoff.
Oh,
I don't need that
geez.
info in my life.
That just goes to the page.
No, it goes to the old Amazon page.
Oh yeah, the old Amazon. Okay, yeah.
Oof.
Lava
Wow.
Spiders. What do you mean that's a wait, Lava Lantula is supposed to be a spinoff?
Huh?
What do you
What the
mean there was a
fuck did he
fucking
mean?
Lava
That's what the
Lantula?
wiki says. Spin-off
What
film,
the McFuck
Love
did he
Angela.
mean by this?
No, I've watched Lava Lantula. It's fun the same way as the first Sharknado because it wasn't taking itself serious. Well, sorry, it was, but it was taking itself seriously in the way that I'm a shitpost and I know it. Why did they make a second
It was
one?
being really
There was a sequel for it too.
energetic.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Two
Oh,
lava, two lantula.
they're
No.
Two
Alright.
lava, two lantula.
all right.
We have reached peak.
No. Peak lava
Absolute,
lantula.
absolute cinema.
It can't get any better than this.
See, Asylum is a great company because they are just. They have never
When-
lost money on a single movie.
When they fucking hit it out of the park with one of their B movie ripoffs too, it's great.
Asylum, the average budget of an Asylum film is $100K.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, and if they make even $1 over that, they've.
I don't question that in the slightest. I believe that in a heartbeat.
That's the best part. As Asylum is just out here making fun of everyone else on the cheap, and they're doing it and making shit buckets of money for it.
Hey, because here's the thing, right? They've taken the slop approach. I will continue producing slop until I produce success.
Well, it's not even the slop
Yeah.
approach because it's not like they're chasing. They are chasing trends, but they're chasing trends to make fun of them. They're not like churning out just endless garbage to try and make money. They are just purely out there for the game of hating.
God's strongest haters.
God's most profitable haters.
There is a difference.
Yes.
Not if you're a Ferengi.
That's fair. That's fair. That's right.
Yeah.
Listen, I love the Ferengi, like, because they really are, like, they're such a fun way to poke fun at late stage capitalism.
Don't knock the rules of acquisition. The rules of acquisition work.
I love the rules of acquisition. The rules of acquisition are fantastic.
Wow, that silence is deafening.
That's I was gonna say that's fair, and then my internet apparently decided to cut out. Thank you.
Listen, I think what we need to do is make Machiavelli's rules of acquisition for the modern age.
What's that?
Combine the two greatest shitpost philosophers ever.
Diogenes?
Yeah, I was gonna say Diogenes.
Diogenes and Jesus.
Okay, you're getting put on timeout.
I don't think Jesus was a
No,
shitpost philosopher,
no.
sir.
Hear me the fuck out.
All right, no,
Yeah.
let's
Sign?
let him put
see
his
if
heresy
Yep.
and
Yeah,
blasphemy on
I was gonna say,
record.
Sign, you got 2 minutes to cook.
Wait, no, hold on.
Gotcha. Okay. Do you understand what the whole turn the other cheek thing talks about? Do you know what it really means?
Yes.
All right, tell me, what's it really mean?
It's
Where
not a
does it come from?
particularly. I don't know where where it comes from outside of Jesus, but what it's saying is that violence is not the answer, and that when someone
Wrong.
wrongs
What the fuck do you
when
think
someone
it is?
wrongs you, you are supposed to accept it gracefully because you are also not without your problems.
Wrong. Then this is why Jesus is the world's largest shit poster, and nobody knows it because they wanna always do what you just did and give the good, nice, polite, heartwarming, uplifting message. No. What you have to understand is a little bit of a history lesson, okay? Rome at the time, they were the ones who had conquered, well, that entire fucking area, right?
Yeah.
Rome occupied the area. Well, Rome had this thing about respect and who deserves respect. And the normal, your average everyday person is a pleb. They're not even a fucking citizen. You are the farmer. You are a fucking dirt farmer. You don't get respect, right? So if your average pleb insulted a Roman soldier, as they were wont to do, I mean, obviously they were a conquered people.
Yep.
A Roman soldier would give them the Roman equivalent of a bitch slap. Just shut the fuck up, mind your business, right? So, what they would do is they would hit you with their left hand, the left one specifically. That's the bitch slap hand, because the right hand is for enemies and for equals. All right. So, what Jesus says is, if they come up to you and they hit you, turn the other cheek. Why? Because this forces them to, instead of treating you like a slave using the bitch slap hand, to treat you like an equal with the right hand. It forces them to acknowledge you. It is a giant fucking shit post. This man is a shit poster.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say also, raided a church, whipped Jews.
Drove out the merchants.
No, okay, no.
From the temple.
Sign. You are correct about the historical context. However, Jesus might have been having a little bit of fun, but you are acting as if his original intended meaning of the lovey-dovey nice thing wasn't there. Because it was, brother.
It wasn't.
Yes, it is.
It wasn't.
It literally is written in the
occupying enemy. That is editorialization. That is
no, it's not.
Time.
I have a very important question for you.
Oh, God.
Sign.
Were you in fucking Rome in 2000?
No. Shut up for a second. I'm going to
no, that is the worst fucking example to use, because were you in Rome, how is your position more right than his if you're going to use the basis of him not being in Rome in 2000 BC? That is the dumbest. That is the.
No, okay,
you can't produce an excuse that he's wrong when the excuse that he's wrong undermines your own fucking position.
He's the one saying.
Okay, we're done. Listen, Nose is wrong. How many times did Jesus say you are to forgive someone who has wronged you, Sign? How many times?
Plenty.
77 times 7. So yes, Stein, it does mean what I'm saying.
He also said
about the shit posting.
He also said that if you are poor and all you own is a cloak, you should sell your cloak to buy a sword.
Yeah.
So
he did.
He
said a lot of things. I'm saying that what I said specifically was Sign is acting as if the peaceful message wasn't there, and it definitely is there. yes, there's a component of shitposting, but there's also a very strong component of doing the literal meaning of turning your other cheek.
I'm more saying that Jesus was preaching forgiveness, but he was also saying, hey, you also have to make them treat you as an equal. Hey, you also have to defend yourself. Hey, it is fine to strike back or force them to strike you twice to humiliate them in the social arena.
And I wasn't denying that. At no point was I denying that. I was contesting Sign because Sign was pretending as if the message of peace wasn't there at all. That was what I was saying.
The primary message. Yes, the message of peace may be there, but it was not the primary message in this case.
Okay, so you gave us one example, so I assume you have at least 3 or 4 others to make him a bigger shit poster than several Greek and Roman philosophers around the same time or earlier than him.
Well,
right?
I mean, I was just pointing out that he's probably a K-board member because, you know, storms church, whips Jews, says you should arm yourself.
Merchants from
Oh, no, I mean, Jesus absolutely was the embodiment of violence is never off the table, it's just the last resort.
Yeah, violence isn't off the table.
But Sign is putting Jesus on the same level of shitposting as Diogenes.
I'm not saying, no, I 100% agree. He is not a Diogenes masturbates in public shitposter.
I think I would have put even Socrates, who's significantly more
Socrates was definitely a character.
So I'd put him up there. I'd put him up there for combining shitpost philosophers with Diogenes.
Yeah, Socrates was the one that ran in with the chicken, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, that was Diogenes.
No, Diogenes was the one who ran in there.
No. Socrates was making fun of Plato.
Oh,
right?
yeah, sorry, Socrates was making fun of Plato. Yeah.
Diogenes was the one that looked at Alexander the Great and said, fuck off, when he asked to be a student of his, because he doesn't give a shit who you are. He wants his alone time.
Well, not just fuck off. It was not just so clean as a fuck off. It was even better than a fuck off.
It was Diogenes who held up the chicken and said, behold a man.
Oh, it was, okay.
Yeah, it was. I just looked it up. I was like, I'm sure. No, Socrates was the one that came up with the original question, and Plato was like, oh, yeah, I'm going to, like, run this into the ground because I'm Plato, and I have to, like, hammer my point home. Also, I can world build like a motherfucker, but let's ignore that, please.
True.
Please ignore my world building. I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, no, Diogenes' response to Alexander the Great was, hey, can you be my student? No. But he's also like, you are such a great man, you have taught me so many things about the world. Is there anything I can give you? And Diogenes responded back with, the sun.
Stop blocking the light?
Yeah, move. That is what you can grant me.
I'm just like, is there anything I can give you? Yes, move the fuck out of my light.
So it wasn't just a mere fuck off. It was, I am going to use this favor of this king who is basically worshiping me to tell him, yeah, move 5 feet over there and then fuck off.
You're blocking the light, brother.
It's like, hey, can you move?
But, yeah, no. Anyway, let us read Fate stories. Oh, you know what, actually? I had a tech moment today.
Uh-oh.
I had a moment today with a customer.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So, customer is moving is moving away from a old IT company to us. And,
what a horrible decision.
They're kind of stupid.
Only kinda?
Yeah. Well, I was talking to the head of billing, and she's like, "I don't understand, why is our Microsoft licenses disabled? I paid my invoice to old IT company."
Hmm.
I'm like, well, then you might want to get a refund because they don't manage it anymore. They canceled your licenses. That's why you don't have licenses anymore. Because they canceled them and took
Ew.
your money.
Isn't that a lawsuit?
Um,
Yes. If they don't give the money back, like,
it's
Yeah, that's what I mean.
sort of, but
It's complicated.
it's really complicated. Basically, it's the onus is on you, the payer, to watch what you're paying.
Well, no. As somebody who pays something, you are given some kind of a receipt or something like that. And
Yes.
if the person you have paid does not deliver the goods or services you have paid for, which you absolutely paid for services in this case, then that is on them. They are completely fucked.
yeah, especially in
That
this case
is,
because they know specifically what
yeah,
service you are providing
yeah.
or
They
purchasing.
have
No,
a record of it.
it gets complicated because of the automated billing aspect of it all. If you're
Mhm.
paying it's a very this is actually why companies like Planet Fitness and whatnot, this is like a part of their model of earning money off
Oh,
of people,
fuck them.
is
Scamming,
that
you mean?
well, yeah, it's a scam, but at the same time, it's technically legal because the onus is on you to make sure what you're paying for is, you know, something that they can deliver on or you can use or, you know, like, basically,
Yeah. Now, that being said, if you think that you've canceled the membership and you go in there
and they're still charging
and
you,
you've paid for the services, they
yeah,
are required to continue rendering that service to you.
yeah. But the thing here is that basically, uh, they canceled the service today, but 3 days ago they had their billing period for it. But the it's Microsoft is very finicky when it comes to license
Yeah.
renewal. They only allow you to do changes to licensing within a 7-day period of the original annual billing mark.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's really fucking awful. It's really scummy. Anything you think Planet Fitness does, Microsoft does it worse.
That's fucking terrible.
Yeah, it's awful. But point being is that they shouldn't have been paying the old IT company.
Yeah.
They should have been paying us. But they did pay the old IT company. So that's their fault. Because the old IT company is obviously still sending them invoices because they have an automated system that sends invoices. And she's the one approving each payment, not automated. So.
Oh, okay. No, if there's a human approval, yeah.
And when I was telling, because initially she was getting really upset. She's like, well, why didn't you tell me when you found out that this wasn't working? And I was like, because I want to say because I was on the fucking phone with one of your fucking employees figuring this out. So it's not like I was, meandering my way through your file systems and realized your licensing was wrong and then just didn't call you. I was literally on the phone with one of your fucking employees, you bitch. And then, when I got off the phone, the employee said, hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to go contact her. I was like, oh, okay. That makes my life easier. Go for it.
Yeah.
But it's just, So, anyway. It was a whole fucking clusterfuck. She's a dumb cunt. Our onboarding team fucked up. both our project manager for the onboarding and the account manager for them are both out of office today as well.
Oh my lord.
Ooh.
It was just
Well, they're
one
fucked.
thing after another. And I'm just like, oh my god. I'm so glad I don't have to deal with this. Because another one of my coworkers was already working with them before I was. And he figured out there was a billing issue in the first place. So I was like, okay, I'm going to cancel my stuff to you. You can handle it. And then he, trying to avoid responsibility, cancels his task to the one the angry primary just put in about the licensing. And tried to pass it off to whoever picks it up from the pool. Which, of course, our manager saw and immediately assigned it back to him.
Hey, you gotta love when the manager's like, I see what you're doing.
Only now he fucked himself because in his fervent need to slack off in the most retarded way possible, there is a log now of him just fucking off from the task and not doing anything despite knowing for 3 hours that this company was offline and needed their licenses renewed.
Oh, he's fucked.
Boy.
He's not fucked. He's not going to get fired or punished for this. But
Of course not.
That is what we
Yeah.
call a bad look, ladies and gentlemen.
it's just another reason why ultimately all the CEOs end up liking me. Because when I tell them I'm going to do something, it at least gets done by someone. But yeah, so that happened. Oh man, there was something that happened yesterday that was really fucking funny. Oh, I sent fucking Orf a picture of it. Hold on. Let me pull up a picture of it here. Fucking, I had a good chuckle out of it when I sent it to him. Oh, it was by the same coworker. The same coworker did this one too yesterday. Oh yeah, so here we go. Here's the conversation. My manager. So I'm looking at this task. He sends me the task. So, were all the users from this list deleted? Or just the ones highlighted for deletion? Me. All the users got deleted. Manager. Fuck my life.
Amazing.
Because what this coworker did was he went in and deleted a whole shit ton of people who were in key positions from the MFA verification software. So none of them could work the entire day. And they're all in bottleneck production positions that are key parts of them moving product. So even a single one of them not working loses the company like tens of thousands of dollars a minute.
Excellent.
Oh, that is a turbo fuck up.
It's the manager being like, fuck my life. Because now he has to try and smooth this over.
Oof.
Oh. And it got worse because I figured out what the problem was. And I'm like, that's weird. And then I'm tracking it down through a series of tasks where this company is asking to purge their MFA records because they were paying for shit tons of licenses of people that don't work there anymore. Because our offboarding team dropped the ball and didn't remove the licensing when they got people fucking removed.
Oh dear.
So they were paying thousands of dollars for extra licenses. Yeah. So, They're like, hey, you need to remove all these fucking inactive accounts immediately. And I'm going through it all, but I can't find any task that removed this account. So I'm like, oh, well, I gotta talk to the primary then before I reactivate this account, because this is a purchasing thing now, because I have to purchase a license for this guy. And so I call the primary, and the primary starts fucking fuming. Not at me, but just fuming. Oh, I didn't authorize this guy to be fucking removed, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, God.
Uh-oh. Oh, no.
And you're just there like, I'm glad I didn't screw that up.
Yeah. I'm just like, well, shit. So he's like, well, you need to immediately find me that task and send it to me. And I'm like, all right, sir, yes, sir. He's like, that's why I like you, Sneaky. You're always reliable.
Little do they know, you're just the least, you're just the one that fucks up the least and fixes it.
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of the point.
Yes.
Amazing how good you look when everyone else is
Yeah,
incompetent.
like I said, I've said this to Orf before, I'm just like, Jesus Christ, here I am playing video games for like half the day, possibly sleeping sometimes. I'm still the best employee on the team.
Oh. That is...
The
So
bar I
hilarious.
set is not high, but apparently it's impossible to reach. Oh, but yeah. So that's what happened yesterday. That was what happened yesterday. I headcanon that certain anti-scam YouTubers like Kit Boga are considered enemies of the state in India.
Yes,
That is a fool's bet.
they have a warrant out for his capture, dead or alive.
I do know at
Well,
least one of them did
European.
get banned from India.
Probably Kit Boga.
But yeah, I mean, it's just, it's
Man is a menace.
yeah, yes, yeah. I'm just forever baffled, and I will quote that meme that I sent to everyone of I'm not smart enough to be for there to be this many people stupider than me, because I'm not smart. I'm just unfortunately smarter than a disturbing number of people.
A frighteningly large number of people. Yes.
Yeah. But let's get into the
I
fanfic.
shouldn't be the one.
Right, so what drove me to drink? Fiery and wet. We are not going to be reading this one, but we will read the summary. She surprises him at the bath, and they can finally get what they both want. Ritsuka times Queen of Sheba, mature smut porn.
Queen of Sheba.
Yeah, whatever. Sheba.
Shaba Shaba?
No.
Didn't
the
win a
Queen of
world war,
Sheba
don't
is
care.
Sign.
No,
I
this is
know
something
who
you
the
should-
Queen of Sheba is. Sign. I was debating with you on historical points about the Bible. I know who the Queen of Sheba is.
Not you, Sneaky.
Who the fuck would ever buy 100 cans of Blue Ribbon?
Oh, you see Psalm's post.
Somebody who wants to drink a lot. And
I
hates
might as
himself.
well just shoot your liver.
Well, obviously.
Why? I just... Anyway. Fate! How about a new savior by Pink Snake?
No.
Hmm.
How about now?
Uh,
Hmm. I don't like that one. Many years later, self-insert OC would look back on the moment he first stepped into the Holy Grail War. And perhaps his fate had already been sealed from the start. Thrown into the Land of Shadows with no warning, becoming Scathach's disciple, taking in Karen, daughter Kirei couldn't raise, adopting Sakura, second daughter of Takomi, just when he thought he had the quiet life. That sounds beyond awful.
Yes.
That sounds like a sign level fix-it fic.
It just sounds so
no,
contrived.
hold
Like, oh
on.
wow,
With less
all these
porn.
nice things.
I'm not that bad.
Sigh.
I am not that bad.
Sigh.
Said the
I
man
am
in
not
delusion.
that bad.
Sign.
I'm not that bad. God damn it.
Have you
whatever
seen?
you say,
Are you
Mr.
in the same channels I am when you're explaining your ideas?
Sneaky. The only correct response to that is whatever you say, Mr. Nixon.
No. What hurts him more is calling him Captain Common Sense, man.
Ooh.
Really? Really? That? No?
No? You sure?
Not really? No?
Mr. Common Sense,
I'm
man?
Sure.
Yeah?
Eat shit. No, I'm sure.
What the fuck is...
There we go. God damn it, Hina, get out of the back.
But yeah, no, it's just another one of those cases of sign stories, you know, where you come in common sense man like and say, well, this just makes sense for this to happen this way. What do you mean I'm rapidly gaining in power and completely dwarfing the entirety of canon and making everything irrelevantly easy for my character to do? What do you mean just because it's chapter 3 it's boring now? I common sensely got here.
Eat shit, loser.
Nah, man, listen, if it weren't for the fact that Tanya was Tanya, I would have had a massive problem with how quickly you scaled things in Star Wars, brother. Like,
I'm sorry, yeah, I'm so, like, do I need to bring up the Zuko incident?
I gotta love the people paying sign money to write her calling him out for bullshit. Like, yes.
Well, I mean, we're calling him out for his bullshit because he sends us the first drafts, and I'm just like, buddy, you can't have Zuko shit rainbows. You can't give Zuko soul-eating fire. That's chapter 4.
yeah.
Bruh. Chapter 4, really?
Fucking watch me do it.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's half the problem.
We did.
The pile of trash will continue until morale improves.
I mean, this is why Otoko is reaming him over JK and RLC and paying him to fix them. Yeah,
Yes,
true, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same shit that I gave you for the latest chapter you sent me of Tanya, which I'm sure you probably didn't even rework. Of where...
I have not done it yet. I intend to tomorrow.
Yeah. Where this guy sends me a chapter.
Tanya?
The Tanya Outer Heaven. This guy
Yes.
sends me the early chapter view for Tanya Outer Heaven's next chapter. And I'm like, dude, the first half of this chapter was just like a 4 out of 10. He's like, well, I had to make certain things happen. It's just common sense. Tanya would immediately jump to shooting a laser across several thousand miles and killing the leader of the only faction that's opposing her in the story. I'm just like...
Look, he hit her, she hits back. That's how this works.
I think that's
But it doesn't make for a good fucking story.
Sure it does. We moved from...
shoot at you with a laser does not mean fire the orbital cannon.
No, we moved from Stalin to whoever the fuck was next in the line of succession on the Soviet side, and then we immediately get the Cold War.
Bro, that's not Cold War, that's Hot War! You just assassinated the fucking leader! That is the opposite of Cold War!
No.
I'm taking notes from
really
the
a hot war if they
Worm
launch the
fanfiction.
True.
Yeah, no. But yeah, no, like, it's funny because he's been much more well-behaved in Star Wars. Like, don't get me wrong, he's accelerated Tanya's personal power pretty significantly, but she's not getting battle cruisers until the Clone Wars. So, all right, we'll let him go for now.
We will let it slide.
Well, I mean, it's also like I told Somnolent, right? Because Somnolent asked at one point, like, what would it be like if this artifact from this other series ended up in Star Wars? I'm like, nothing would really change, to be honest, because there's so many fucking artifacts and weapons just laying around across the Star Wars universe that it's like a drop in the bucket of world-changing, series-breaking artifacts that they put in canonically.
Yeah, like if someone showed up with what's Issei's stupid thing?
The double divide bounce.
Double divider?
Boosted gear.
No, it's boosted
Divine
gear.
Biting?
No, boosted
that's
gear.
Albion.
Yeah.
Boosted gear. Like, if someone showed up with boosted gear, it really wouldn't do that much in Star Wars. It really doesn't make much of a difference.
Yeah.
True.
And as I also brought up in Science Server, someone was bitching about Tanya's power levels, and it's just like, bro, you're complaining about Tanya's power levels when canonically the peak of power we've seen is eating planets, Darth Vader casually crashing like 3 Star Destroyers with the Force from the planet he was standing on, Starkiller doing it. Luke doing some shit like that before. Luke having force speed so fast he moves literally the speed of light.
Flash.
Yeah,
He is the
like
Flash.
it's like, I'm sorry, but you can't complain about Tanya's power levels. She is like middle at best in terms of power level. The
Like,
Jedi when I pull up with a halo.
Like,
the Jedi when I pull up with a halo.
Even Obi-Wan Kenobi, who was considered mid-tier Jedi and just was a pretty okay duelist, he fucks over some series alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was so crazy, the fucking shit that people complain. Oh, you downgraded Tanya to make this event happen. It's like, no. She got played.
And she got played, yes. But no, I had her limit herself because that motherfucker. He's like, well, I don't know of any Sith Lords who could have detected her at that range and would have known what she was doing, and there was no reason for her to do this. And I'm like, well, you motherfucker, you've literally just failed the Sally Ann test. You know this. Tanya doesn't know this. So Tanya's assumption has to be based on what she knows, and what she knows is, I can do this to this degree at this range. I have to assume that the big bad Sith Lord, I suspect this is, can do it like 10 times better than I can. So that's a big no.
And even if he can't do it 10 times better than I can, if he can do it exactly as good as I can, I still got to do this.
Still a hard no. Exactly. It's retards.
If I recall, Kenobi is considered the master of his specific light form, which makes him slightly higher than average. Okay, so yes, okay, but so the problem is he's a above average Jedi because a large majority of Jedi are the lowest common denominator. But the flip side is the reason why he's only considered average for the series is because there is a shit bucket of characters who are way better than him in like everything.
Everything.
Yeah, like, here's the thing. Obi-Wan Kenobi's a fantastic duelist. He's really good. Listen, genuinely speaking, Clone Wars Kenobi, even Dooku, a renowned duelist, was like, I don't know how that 1v1 goes.
Yeah, Dooku didn't want that smoke.
Like here's the thing, right? Kenobi succeeded.
I would say the problem is that it's cool that you could totally dunk on Darth Vader 1v1. What you can't do is pull a Star Destroyer out of orbit.
Yeah.
No.
Obi-Wan would be a mid-KOTOR era Jedi.
No,
Yes.
no,
no,
no.
no, 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 no.
Why the fuck? Who the
Obi-Wan
fuck
would be
that?
your
Who
standard.
the fuck wrote that?
Obi-Wan would be the factory standard KOTOR tier Jedi.
As someone with very little like general knowledge beyond like the basics of the main series, how strong were like just an average Jedi at KOTOR if that's the case?
Yes.
They
like,
were strong
they were
enough.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. Like, there's
Yeah.
no other way to put it. Like, they were. Now part of that is because they were where they were. Like, they were in a massive conflict area, which means your average person is going to be way more dangerous.
Yeah.
That's also true, but I mean, like, there was some Jedi in KOTOR, right? There was some Jedi that were considered so strong that if they were on the planet opposing you, you've lost. That's just it. You've just lost, unless one of the 13 Sith Lords show up to personally fight them.
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Well, I mean, that's just the Old Republic. That's not even KOTOR. Like, fucking KOTOR was like...
No, Knights of the Old Republic.
I'm sorry, Star Wars The Old Republic, I meant the Old Republic.
Right. Yeah. Well, I mean, hell, even Knights of the Old Republic, they had shit like fucking Revan going around, and it was like, oh yeah, Revan had like 10 disciples, and that was enough to just fucking flatten armies.
Yeah.
Yeah, Revan was kind of bullshit.
Hey.
No, it wasn't Revan showing up. It was one of his disciples showing up.
Yeah, it was Revan's disciples. Yeah.
Like, yeah, Revan didn't show up, but
if Revan showed up, you just lost. Period. Yeah.
It's like Revan didn't show up, but oops, the exile. I refuse to call her Mitra Surik. I refuse.
Why? True.
It's a stupid fucking name.
It's like naming the Emperor Neoth. It's like, no, he's the fucking Emperor.
No, he's Sheev. He's Sheev. What are you talking about?
Stupid name. Yes.
No, because the exile was it was not just a name for them. It was also a reference on how they were expunged from the history of the Jedi Order.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a title.
Like, it's explicitly a title in the same way that even though Revan was a proper name, it was a title. Like, Revan.
It turned into a title. It became the Revanist.
The Revan, the Revan-kissed.
But yeah, no, like Obi-Wan was like level 1, you know.
No, I'd put him at like a level 10 knight. Like,
that's fair, yeah. But yeah,
right? Like the man has, you know, he's got a stance mastered. He's got power attack.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But anyway, point being is that yeah, Tanya on the scale is just again the reason why Obi-Wan was so successful isn't because he was just unbeatable or super strong in the Force or any number of other things that everyone else is known for. The reason why Obi-Wan is successful is because he's fairly calm. Not always, but fairly calm. He is always, I'm not going to say planning, but he's definitely absorbing information from around him and taking that into account for what he's going to do next.
Yeah.
He's caring, but not too caring. He is
But
determined.
at the same time, he's not emotionally dead inside.
Right. He's determined, but he also knows when he needs to retreat. He's just a fairly balanced person, which in a world where everyone's really off their fucking rocker, takes you really far.
Yeah.
And Tanya occupies the similar position of, yes, no, she's not the best sniper. She's not the best pistolier. She's not the best bounty hunter. She's not the best Jedi. She's not the master of any forms. She's not even a master of her own magics that she's turning into the Force powers. She's just smart, knows how to apply what she has, usually makes fairly rational decisions, and more often than not, her failures are caused by a loss of information and not actually because, like, she just, like, went crazy or something.
Yeah. She also has enough breadth of skill that she can typically pull something out to surprise an enemy. She's always got trump cards.
It's not even the fact that she has trump cards. It's the fact that she, well, A, doesn't rely on them, but B, is applying them in the situations correctly.
Yes.
You know, because as we've seen with many worm stories where someone's like, this is my trump card, proceeds to spam it. This is my ultimate, proceeds to spam it.
Don't do that.
But yeah, it is very frustrating because there's a lot of things to comment on about Star Wars, Tanya.
Power scaling is ironically not one of them.
Yeah. Not only that, pretty much every comment I've seen of people complaining about Star Wars, Tanya, has been incorrect in their complaint.
Oh my god, so many of them have just been wrong.
Oh.
It's
There's
like
retards who are, how dare she learn new things?
Yeah,
It doesn't seem like she should be able to learn new things. Because
see, this is actually a very interesting thing that's tied directly to crossovers. A lot of people, when they read crossovers, get really weird about the crossover because they become obsessed with this idea, concept. That's what it. You know what? Actually, relevant. They become obsessed with a platonic concept of the character and think that if the character deviates from this platonic concept when they enter into a new world with new powers, new information, new technology, new enemies, and new allies, that they shouldn't change at all, because if they change away from their core properties that they entered the world with, then they're no longer that character anymore. Which, again, is really wild to see this, harmful mimetic. I don't know what to describe it as. It's like a brain disease. Because they will
Yeah.
simultaneously, like, these same people. I used to, back in the day, go into these people complaining about this shit. I would go into their profiles, find the stories they enjoyed and whatnot. And these same people that complain that this crossover character is changing because it's, I don't know, Freeren ends up in Mass Effect.
Freeren ends up with the Eldar.
Right, Freeren ends up in 40K. But it's like, how dare Freeren change? And it's like, what? Why wouldn't she change? That makes no sense that she wouldn't change. But then you go into their other stories that they enjoy, right? The other stories that they've favorited. And you find, like, a Naruto story that they've favorited. And the Naruto story is, massive AU, Naruto is black and a girl and was born in Kumo, and her parents are A and Sumoi, and she has the two tails sealed inside her and runs a coffee shop.
Of course they run a coffee shop.
And it's like, huh? Weren't you just complaining about changing the character makes them lose the properties that you came to read the story for?
But see, this is different. This is such a change that it's okay.
Stop thinking sneaky and enjoy the crack fic.
But it's never a crack fic.
I'm aware.
But yeah, no, it's just. Like I said, it's like a brain disease, because these people are just like, I have one standard for this thing and a arbitrarily completely different standard for this thing that is literally the same thing, but I decide that it's different. And it's just like, and you can't talk to them either, right? You can't point it out to them. If you point it out to them, they get fucking super defensive about it.
Because they can't handle the cognitive dissonance.
Pretty much. It's crazy. It's so frustrating to talk to people on public fucking discords about fanfiction. So frustrating. Because there is so much cognitive dissonance about the things. Especially when it's like, oh, I like this Ruby story. It's like, okay, cool. I like this Ruby story that's basically the same premise, but written differently by a different author. Oh, well, that story's dog shit. Why? Oh, well, they do this thing. Well, they do that thing in the story you said was good. Oh, but yeah, but the author does it better in my story. I mean, that's completely subjective. No, it's objective! It's not subjective, it's an objective opinion!
Don't you know their truth is the only real truth?
Yeah. Yeah. And the problem is that people cannot model characters out. It's not just the main characters. Most Cauldron users' brains would break if I asked them to model the day in the life of an Empire-adjacent teenager. True. Freeman in 40K, where I'm from, demons try to be subtle. True. Sneaky, these fics are like The Room. It's so bad it ends up being good in a way the author didn't want. False. They end up being bad. They're just bad. It's not The Room. It's, Snow White and the Seven Not Dwarves. It's Snow White and the Seven Mutants. Whatever the fuck they called the most recent Abomination movie.
For a second I thought you were talking about Snow White and the Seven Rattlings, and I'm like, that's a very different story.
No. Yeah, I'm talking about the latest Hollywood movie, whatever the fuck they called it.
It was just Snow White.
Okay, Snow White. Yeah, it's like Snow White, the movie that gained a 1.0 on the IMDb list and was like one of the first movies to ever get that rating. Some of them are just bad. Like we've seen plenty of stories where we were dying laughing for how bad the story was. But some of these stories are just bad. like, how about a new savior? We're going to open this up here. So now each chapter is around 1,000 words long. So I'm not expecting anything remotely good. I enjoy Tar Black and the Seven Goblins.
Yeah.
Is that a tale of banditry? Yeah. 4 reviews, but 66 favorites. That's rough, buddy. I don't think. I don't
Oh, well,
think,
he admits everybody.
Oof. I hope he becomes a heroic spirit like Scathach. That's not how that works. Oh my god, that's not how that works. Oh my god. I hate normies. I hate normies. Actually, speaking of, that brings up the other point I was fucking getting to, right? How companies kill themselves with their fandom properties. Niche thing. Right? Let's take Warhammer Total War, right?
Mhm.
How many people played Total Warhammer, the first one?
Oh, not many.
Very few.
A lot.
Yeah. No, very few. It was a
Sorry,
very
relative to
niche
the-
game.
Relative to
Really?
what they've got for player counts now, it was nothing.
Actually, you know what?
Cool.
We can even bring this up. Steam DB player count. Steam charts. We're gonna do Warhammer. So, yeah, here we go. We're gonna sort by peak, right? So, Space Marine 2, their most successful one, had 225,000 people at the all-time peak. 7,000 recently. Warhammer 3, still going strong at 25,000 recently, and a all-time peak of only 166K. Warhammer 1 was 100K. But if we go back into Warhammer 1's history of the charts, that was when the game came out. The game came out in May of 2016. By July of 2016, they lost 80% of their player base.
Oof.
Now, and then...
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just how it is. Now, their peak is 500 players. But that's also because there's Warhammer 2 is out, which is objectively better than Warhammer 1 in pretty much every way. But the thing is, right, is that... We go back to Warhammer. Sort by name. Warhammer 2 had a peak, all-time peak of 85,000 people. So, and then, you know, they surged with Warhammer 3. The reason why they surged with Warhammer 3 to double the player count was because after Warhammer 1's success, YouTubers started making Warhammer 2 videos. But it wasn't until Warhammer 3 where people started searching the terms again that the YouTubers exploded. And because the YouTubers exploded, normies started getting interested because normies are not interested in quality. Normies are not interested in standards. Normies are only interested in what everyone else is interested in. And if it looks like everyone else is interested in a game called Warhammer 3, they're going to go buy it, and they're going to go play it. They're going to watch videos for it. They're going to talk about it. They're going to join the communities. because that's what they think everyone's playing.
Like, let's talk about Night Rain for a second.
True.
It's a good game. I've had a lot of fun. I've put about 60 hours into Night Rain. Now, granted, a fair chunk of some of that's probably been idle menu time or queue time, but still.
Sure, but that's like minimal. That's like
hours.
maybe 55 hours, being generous.
Yeah. Right? This game would not be doing nearly as well as it was if a bunch of YouTubers and VTubers weren't like, hell yes,
True.
I can scratch my soul. Because here's the thing. A bunch of YouTubers and VTubers were like, who actually like gaming, were like, I can scratch my soul's itch in an hour.
Yeah, without
And
needing to devote a 100-hour build, and yeah.
I can get my chat involved, or I can get my friends involved. And we all know that collabs do, generally speaking, better than single streams.
They do numbers.
They do.
So this lets you do all of the best numbers. You get to bring in collabs, you get to bring in audience members, and you get to have fun, which is going to sell the hell out of it.
And not only that, Night Rain would have been a flop even then if Elden Ring didn't come out first. If the first game for this series came out was Elden Ring Night Rain from the makers of Dark Souls, and it was some Battle Royale PvE experience, fucking no one would buy it.
People would say, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, people would say, what the fuck is this? This is stupid. You're deviating from how we did classes. You're deviating from how we did builds. This map is stupid. There's no fall damage anymore. This is lame.
Yeah.
But because people are excited about Elden Ring, and they want more Elden Ring, especially after the success of the DLC, they're willing to buy in to Night Rain. And because lots of people are buying into Night Rain, that means more people buy into Night Rain because that's the thing that's currently happening, and that's what people are doing. But here's the thing. Warhammer 3 is currently suffering. Pretty much every Warhammer 3 channel that opened up is gone because of Games Workshop. Games Workshop penalizing them all and slapping them all down for making Warhammer content.
Oh yeah.
And
it's
so
not even
now,
CA's fault anymore.
Well, yeah, true. But the CA fucked up massively, and
I was gonna say CA did not fucking help, but it is not their fault.
Basically slamming holes into the ship the entire time, and they literally kept aloft only by sheer popularity at the time of it. But when you add enough friction into the game, normies, they leave. Because too much friction is too much effort, and too much effort probably means it's not as good as I think it is, and therefore I shouldn't play it because people aren't playing it. And then, because people stop playing the game, they stop going to videos for the game. And because people stop going to videos for the game, the YouTubers have to move on to different games, or make less videos, or start a new channel, or just find something else to do because they're not making enough money off Warhammer videos anymore. And because they're making less Warhammer videos, the normies see less Warhammer videos. And if they see less Warhammer videos, they think Warhammer as a brand is dying. So they stop going to it. They stop playing the games. They stop buying the products. And this is the cycle of death that is created when a company tries to appeal to the normies. The normies will come no matter what. If you get the niche audience hyper-invested, they'll tell the normies to play, the normies will play the game. But if you try to make a game that panders to normies, then the normies will leave you in the dust when your company collapses because they are not as invested in the game. They will move on, and then you will have no audience anymore because you drove away all of your core player base. And it's the same thing for Harry Potter, this fucking fandom bullshit they're coming out with now. It's the same thing for TV shows. It's the same. Doctor Who, they're destroying their community with that one. It's just again and again and again, companies with properties are trying to appeal to larger masses, not understanding that the larger masses don't give a shit about being appealed to. They're there because the people that they trust to tell them good things are good said the thing was good, so they showed up. Except the person who is actually telling the people that things are good is picky, and they want to be pandered to, and you stopped fucking pandering to them to try and pander to the person who doesn't understand what good means beyond I should spend time on it because the person that I have offloaded all of my critical thinking, all of my capability of understanding media to, said it was good. That's all they understand. And so we're just going to see these properties get destroyed again and again and again. So not only are we going to see less writers, not only are we getting more fried writers, we're also having the companies destroy what few properties are successful because they don't understand why their property is popular.
And then, meanwhile, you have what happened with Elden Ring, where they said, we've made so much money, we want to let the B team cook. So how can we let the B team cook? Well, we just made a brand new spanking engine, and we have all of these assets that don't need a crazy amount of work to be put in. So cook, guys. And guess what? I bet we're going to see some of these things come in, right? You can bet all boss fights are going to have two different versions. They're going to have a solo move pattern, and they're going to have a there are phantoms present move pattern.
I would love to see seamless co-op be incorporated into the next Elden Ring game.
Absolutely that.
Yeah,
They've proved that you can have multiple people on the map, and this is important. If all three people who go in want to run to the north corner, the south corner, and the southeast corner, they can, and you'll never hit an invisible wall.
Yeah.
Now.
No, you just run off a cliff.
LeMay says, sounds tiring, just play what you enjoy. See, that's the problem, LeMay, is I enjoyed Total Warhammer. I enjoyed the shit out of that game. Except
you still enjoy it.
Yeah, and I still enjoy it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I don't enjoy it anymore. It's just my enjoyment I can derive from it, it just lowers every single time they release a new DLC, because for a while, it was garbage, and they were relying on their massive player base to just gobble up the garbage. And so you could never actually get change out of them because it didn't matter that the niche core audience was actually angry about what their practices were and how they were being completely absurdly greedy with how they were dispersing DLC for a game that's now, you know, a fucking a Ponzi scheme pyramid of DLC. It didn't matter that every single time they released the DLC, within a month or two, they would patch it so everything would be less broken. And I'm not even just talking about bug fixes. I'm also talking about balancing, where there was a while where the new DLC would introduce a new faction that was just so fucking beyond broken that you couldn't play against them unless you were them.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you couldn't complain. You couldn't go on the forums complain, or you couldn't go on the Reddit and complain, or you couldn't go and make a video and complain, because you had hordes of people who were retarded floating this company's retarded decisions because they just saw it as the popular thing to do, and therefore everything the company does is good because that's just the thing. That's good company, so therefore they produce good thing. And if you say bad thing, you just hate the company.
Yeah.
And it was absurd for so long. And then eventually, the core audience just stopped fucking playing Warhammer for a while. And then all the normies left.
All the normies have left, and guess what? All that's been left are crazy people like me and Sneaky, and they've been patching the hell out of it. And they even put out this was such a rarity for me. they put out a public statement that said, we fucked up on our DLC practices. We are not putting out new DLC until we have brought the old one up to an acceptable standard.
Yeah, not only that, they also completely changed how they dispersed the DLC, and where they actually were like, okay, we're going to stop packaging garbage stuff with actually decent stuff to force you to buy the whole thing, and we're actually just going to sell it piecemeal now. And it's like, okay, thank you. Not you, but normies jumping from franchise to franchise like that. Well, see, you have to understand that normies don't have higher thought function. They don't actually comprehend that there is a world. They just see popular thing and do popular thing. It's kind of like you kind of pity animals in a zoo because they're like, oh, well, these animals are trapped in the zoo, but meanwhile, the animal's just like, I have space to roam, I get food every day, and I have shelter. And that's all they care about. Yeah,
now, to be clear, it does depend on the animal. Lions are generally pretty miserable in captivity because lions need an amount of space we cannot provide them.
Yeah, obviously.
Like, an otter? Dude, the otter is like, this is the best fucking thing ever.
Well, not just that. I mean, gorillas, too, where gorillas are a degree of intelligent, and they're just like, yeah, I got my food. I got my shelter. I got playmates. I don't care.
Hate it.
Yeah, I mean,
they
like,
love it, but they don't hate it.
Yeah.
No, yeah, sure. They're not ecstatic about it, but, you know, they don't care.
Here's the problem, Lamazing. Here's the problem. The kinds of people who bounce from franchise to franchise like that have offloaded their critical thinking abilities.
I was going to say, when we say normies, we should probably just specify this. We are not talking about people that don't like go on the like image boards and proclaim it's the best thing ever. We're talking about people that will just like only play a game if it has guns or a ball in it.
No, but we're not even talking about that. We're talking about the people who they, for whatever reason, either buy the same thing over and over again, by which I mean, I'm not finished. Like people who buy the FIFA franchises or Madden or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Because they just buy the same thing every year and they're content with that. Or they're people who only play whatever the flavor of the month is,
or
however they get the flavor of the month.
Or they're people who hate VTubers, and then because VTubers got popular, they like VTubers, and then they only play games that the VTubers they follow play, and if a game stops getting played by that VTuber, they stop playing the game because the game fell off.
I think I know this person that you're talking about. Did they say that Minecraft was a fucking
stupid
game, whatever?
Yeah.
I think I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, but it's just one of those things, like, they have decided to outsource critical thinking to other individuals.
Which, don't get me wrong, it's not a true negative. Because you can't have everyone trying to be the ultimate atomized Giga Chad. Because then shit just doesn't work like that. Like,
some people are just sheep, yes.
No, it's not that some people are I mean, yes, there are some people that are just sheep. But, like, as an example, I work roughly 45 hours a week. Anywhere from 40 to 45 hours a week. I have friends that I want to do stuff with, and I like video games. I don't have time. I don't have the time, inclination, or patience to manage my own investments. So I outsource that. I outsource to someone to do that for me. And the people who go and if they watch lots of VTubers play video games, or they watch Yahtzee, yell at whatever the latest indie title is, or they read IGN. Now, it's not necessarily the best place, right? But There's nothing inherently wrong with going somewhere and consulting a subject matter expert to
Sure,
save
yep.
you time and mental load.
Sure.
The
But-
problem is when you completely give up your critical thinking skills and you don't go and say, oh, what does reviewer think of X game? Because I think X game will be enjoyable to me. Instead, what they go is, what is Callie playing this week? Because anything that Callie's going to play, I'm going to play, even if I'm not having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah,
Which I mean, okay,
massive
so
cope
there's-
from some people are just like, I've actually seen this on the fucking Discords. Massive cope of Callie's playing this game. I don't enjoy it, but I guess I'm just playing it wrong.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep playing it.
And that's exactly the people I'm talking about. The people who go, I guess I'm just not playing it right because the VTuber that I like is playing it, and I just must be doing it wrong because the VTuber loves it and I love the VTuber.
I mean, I
Damn.
will admit I'm a little bit guilty of that. I decided to go replay Kingdom Hearts because Tenma was playing it.
No, that's completely different. A, you've already played Kingdom Hearts, and so Tenma playing it made you go, oh man, yeah, Kingdom Hearts was really good.
And then I played Kingdom Hearts 1 and I fucking hated it again.
But that's because
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 1 is still terrible.
Well, see, that's the
Shut
problem
up,
with
Kingdom Hearts
nostalgia.
Great.
Is that you go,
Okay.
oh man, yeah, Kingdom Hearts was really good, and then you actually go back and play it, and you're like, ah.
And then you're like, you know,
Ah.
I really like Kingdom. And then you go, oh no. The game that I love is Kingdom Hearts 2.
And then you
I liked the
play
plot
Kingdom Hearts
of
2 and
Kingdom
you're
Play
like,
Kingdom Hearts 2.
no one fucking says that they love the plot of Kingdom Hearts.
It's
You
like
can say
me
you-
with the Mass Effect
you can-
series.
You can say that you like the plot of Kingdom Hearts. I am not going to fucking lie to you and tell you it is a fucking masterpiece.
True. It's like
No.
me with Mass Effect, right? I really enjoyed the Mass Effect games as they come out, when they came out, as the age I was, with the media I consumed at the time. So I have a bunch of fond memories of playing Mass Effect.
Yep.
3 is the objectively superior game in terms of mechanics. Just-
3 is just 2, but they polish the mechanics.
Not
A little
just
bit.
2, but they polished the
Just a
mechanics. They
hair.
massively polished the mechanics. Some shit was totally broken in 2 in terms of power usage, in terms of how weapons operated, in terms of...
Really?
Oh, yeah, totally... It,
It's been years since I played, so I don't remember entirely. So.
see, I thought the same
okay.
as you. I thought the same as you for a long time, and then I played hundreds of hours of 3. And then, like, a
Yeah.
year or 2 ago, I was like, I'm gonna go... Actually, no, it was not a year or 2 ago. It was 5 years ago. 5 years
Oh,
ago,
speaking of
I
Mass
said,
Effect,
I'm gonna go
it's
play Mass Effect again.
$6 on Steam.
Yes, it is. I'm gonna go play Mass
Ooh.
Effect again. That was a really fun time. I had a great time with Mass Effect on the Xbox. I'm gonna go buy the Legendary Edition and play it through from start to finish. And I got into Mass Effect 1, and I was like, oh. Yeah. These were
Playing Mass
mechanics.
Effect 1 and immediately regretting it in many such cases.
I can't
Yeah.
play 1.
So I got through Mass Effect 1, and I'm like, okay, I remember 2 being way better. So that I get into 2, and I'm like, oh, I can't do this. Oh,
So here's the
I
thing.
can't do this.
I can
Really?
slog through 1. I can slog through 1 pretty consistently because it's so different from 2.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
so different from 2, and 2 is just garbage 3.
It is.
I
It's
loved 2.
I do not get me wrong. I'm saying I loved 2 as well. I played the shit out of 2 as well. The problem is, having played 3, I went back to 2 and I'm like, oh my god, I can't vault over cover. Oh my god, grenades don't work like that. Oh my god, weapons work like this.
Oh gosh,
oh my god,
grenades
the
are
powers.
the worst. Grenades are just so bad.
Yeah.
2 was good for the time it came out in before 3 came out and made you realize how many things in 2 were bad. I enjoyed 1 the best.
Shit.
Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed 1 immensely. I still enjoy 1. To this day, I still enjoy 1. The weapon customization system was so fun. Infinite ammo just made sense. Exactly. The weapon system was so fun. And honestly, that's why I was actually able to play Andromeda. I got it for $5. I played through the whole game, did all the side quests. And I was able to do that because they reintroduced the crafting system from 1. You could put modifier materials on your weapons now again. And you could switch your weapons back to infinite ammo and the overheat system again. And you had weapon ranks again. It completely changed the game. I was like, wow, this is 3's game mechanics, but with all of the parts I liked about 1. The story, don't get me, the story was so fucking bad. But the game mechanics were so good.
Yeah, 3's story was...
I'm talking about Andromeda.
The first... Oh, I'm sorry. Andromeda, okay. You know, Andromeda could have been good. It
could have. Yes.
It wasn't.
No.
They completely fucked it up somehow. I don't even know how. Oh, wait. Yes, I do know how. Never mind.
The answer is it's bad.
But anyway, so I wanted to talk more about this chapter stats real quick before I actually start reading this chapter. Finally, 2 hours in.
Oh God.
They first posted this story. Maybe true. We've just had this up here the whole time, and we just want to talk about everything but this. They first posted this story May 21st. So May 21st was only what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. May.
That was
1 month
ago, guys.
So 1 month
1
ago.
month
So
ago.
they've been posting 4 chapters a day of 1,000 word
Wait.
chapters.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they're doing something crazy stupid for no clear reason.
They're just whatever. Literally, I was hit by inspiration. Type it out. Upload it.
Yeah.
There's not enough time. Even at just 1,000 words, that is not enough time to give your brain like an hour to cool down, so that you can look at it through a slightly more objective lens of checking grammar over and if things make sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So, here's the problem, right? It's got 66 favorites and only 4 reviews. For a story 131 chapters long, that is
abysmal.
Abysmal. Yeah.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
We get to use our big words today, kids.
It is really fucking awful. The summary is terrible. It's just literally the worst part about the summary isn't even the fact of everything that happens. It's the fact that we're skipping through all of it. And this is what separates him from Zine. Is that in the summary, he's already entered the Holy Grail War. He's already become Scathach's disciple. He's already adopted Karen. He's already adopted Sakura. And apparently, he's going to get into a romantic relationship with both Morgan Le Fay and Arturia.
Woo!
It gives away
And
the entire
that's
story right there in
before the
summary.
story even started.
Why didn't you tell us all this and build up all to all this?
I mean, you know why.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you wouldn't read his story. Where he jerks himself off.
No, it's not even you wouldn't read his story. The reason why the author is skipping directly to the cool part is because the author is physically incapable of navigating his way through fate that would result in these things occurring in a way that he can't just say, these things happened in the past, therefore you just have to get over them happening.
Look, bro, it just happened. Get the fuck over it.
It happened off screen, guys. They talked off screen. They made out off screen.
Story development off screen. World building off screen.
Okay, Rooster Teeth. Oh god. Hey, I have a great idea for a plot moment where Yang and Blake can finally talk on screen for the second time in the entire series. Oh, really? What's the idea? Well, we're gonna make them trapped in a storm where they have to admit things they've never said to each other, right? Okay, I like where this is going. So what are they gonna say to each other? I love you.
And then realizing that
they've been dating for 3 years.
Oh my gosh.
They were
3 years before the Holy Grail War.
But yeah, it's just like, what do you mean they've never said I love you to each other? They've been dating. What do you mean they've never said you're cool?
However long they've been together in Atlas and since then, and they haven't had this talk even once in all that time? Really?
No, they were together before Atlas. They were together before they even made it off of Vale.
No, they weren't, Sneaky.
No,
that didn't happen until they killed Adam in a crime of passion and love, don't you know?
A crime of
Yeah.
lesbian passion. Indeed. No, I mean, like, because remember they were holding hands or whatever when they were at the entropy house?
No, they didn't hold hands until after killing Adam.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Which, honestly, it should have been the pact is sealed in blood.
I mean, that's crazy. That would
have actually been a banger line that they would have never thought of.
True. So what you're telling me is that in terms of on-screen interaction, we have one scene in Season 2 where Yang complains to Blake about her mom and her childhood. We have one scene in Season 5 where they hug. We have one scene in Season 6 where they yell at each other. And then in Season 7... No. The end of 6. Yeah, the end of Season 6, they kill someone and start dating over it. And then in Season 7, and then in Season 8, and then in Season 9, they tell each other they love each other.
Yes, now you're getting it.
Man, can you imagine killing someone with someone else and then you just, like, start dating them and then never tell them, I love you? For possibly a year?
Things you tell them.
Yeah, I mean, you just killed someone together.
Right?
That started dating them over it. Because you're...
Nope,
I think you're trying to make a little too much sense here, Sneaky.
Yes, my apologies. I forgot. We're just supposed to shit rainbows and fart unicorns. But, yeah, so anyway, author just skips to the part where he's cool because explaining how to become cool is too hard.
Can we skip to the part where we don't read this trash?
Well, I mean, if you look at the scroll bar here, we're not going to be reading this for long.
Yeah, that's true.
The young man dragged his exhausted body across the rugged mountain path, a trail of stone winding endlessly before his eyes. M- spotted! This author uses AI!
M- spotted deploy
Not
anti-AI.
necessarily.
M-
Which one's
M-
the
M-. M-. It's not X but Y. 3 things describing. M-. M-. M-.
Hang on.
It's AI.
Which one's the M dash again?
It's the really big dash. The one that you have to press Control Alt 0 for. Or something like that.
Hang on.
Oh,
Let me
I
open up
see
my
what you
thing
mean.
here.
Oh, I see what you're describing. That's
Yep. It's something really only Reddit and AI use. But yeah, he also does the it's not X but Y, purple prose, describing things in 3s. It's just classic AI usage.
Okay.
Yeah. Skeletons,
Is it
undead,
the,
and ghostly figures. Oh, yep, semicolon
top or
right
bottom?
here. Yeah, top. M- is the top one.
Yeah, I use that all the time.
No, you don't.
Yes, I literally do. I've got 3 in that paragraph.
Oh, fair enough.
Because I know how to fucking use them.
That's true. They aren't as obvious when it's you, yeah. Or maybe you just use AI.
Well, then I guess I was using AI before AI came out because I've been doing that since 2002. Shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's different ways of using the dash, which is not an M dash. It's just a normal dash. Yeah, M dash and normal dash are kind of used basically interchangeably in terms of people just writing them, where it's basically an injection. A double dash can be more of a pause injection, I guess you could say.
Well, all right. So the double dash, which becomes in most things, the dashes I made up there, the
M
one
dash.
between words with no spaces.
Yes,
That one,
the
right?
M dash, yes.
That one's meant to. It's like using parentheses in the middle of a sentence, but not.
Well, that's why I said it's an abrupt
It's
interjection.
effectively the same thing. Yeah, it is an interjection, yes. Or you can also use it not as an interjection or even as something in between parentheses as like a comma, like at the end of a sentence for something.
Well, it's
Or at the beginning
depending
of
on the scenario,
a few
it's
different
an
ways.
abrupt interjection or it's a continued explanation on a topic
Yeah,
inside
there's
the
like,
sentence.
yeah, 2 or 3 different ways of using it.
I'll
use
be
it
right
both.
back. I gotta take a piss. That alcohol flows through you.
Well, if you didn't drink so much, that wouldn't be a problem.
That sounds like quitter talk.
Yeah, but his burgeoning alcoholism won't allow that.
Burgeoning, he says.
Burgeoning alcoholism. Don't you mean
Guys,
continuing?
I say that because it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I'm getting some
Well,
more.
it's not burgeoning. Burgeoning indicates it's beginning.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Side. We've only begun.
Oh, he's only just begun with his alcoholism.
That's exactly my point. I'm using the word the way I intend to use it.
Okay. Ooh, what's this? Yeah, apparently I didn't know the Steam Summer Sale was going on, and now I do, and that's a problem.
It's not up yet,
Because
is it?
Yes.
no.
No.
There are a lot of sales going on right now.
No, that's not the.
Yeah, but
That
no,
does not mean
Steam
it is the
Summer
Steam Summer Sale.
Sale.
It
So
will be
first off,
soon.
the Steam homepage would be announcing it with great fanfare.
Also, the service would be crashing.
Steam always has a lot of good sales going on. It's just there's just a good chance that maybe some people are like, hey, we're gonna get ahead of the summer sale by a couple
Yeah,
days.
my wallet's not being magnetically attracted to my computer screen yet, so it's not the Steam Summer Sale yet.
Now, to be clear, in about 2 days, it will be the Steam
Yes,
Summer
2 days.
Sale.
Yes, my wallet will never be the same, much like every year.
Luckily, I already spent all my money on paying Chinese people to 3D print me knockoff James Workshop crack.
It's not 3D printed, that's recast. Come on now.
You're right, I'm sorry.
Right, so, anyway. This man uses AI. As I'm saying, a gust of wind swept down the mountain path, and from the murky black mist emerged forms, M-dash, skeletons, undead, and ghost-like figures. Yep, he's using AI. Let me ping our Slopmaster 9000.
The AI whisper, yes.
But yeah, so anyway, blah, 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 no one gives a shit, blah, 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 purple prose, it's like the land of the dead, blah, 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 he needed a weapon, dead things, blah, 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 danger, blah, 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 purple prose, no one gives a shit about, blah, 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 he encounters a level 1 skeleton, stamina was long depleted before facing these assault waves, blah, 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 spear, he instantly could project the trajectory and dodge fatal blows upon picking up the spear, for his body was a combat machine that turned energy into combat moves.
The AI lost the plot a little bit there, boys.
But numbers overwhelmed skill. His wooden stick eventually shattered. Weapons came crashing down on all sides, blah, blah, blah. Every instant, every monster and their weapons disintegrated. Expect anyone to be alive. Wait. So you're telling me that this guy survived in the land of the dead, land of shadows, the god-killing killing fields. He survived.
Yep. Yep.
And he's losing the
Before.
numbers.
Well, no, not losing the numbers. He survived and was extremely skilled in spearmanship before he was ever trained by Scathach.
Yep.
That doesn't sound
How
right.
convenient.
How convenient indeed. She was very pretty, blah, blah, blah. Congratulations, you've survived the Land of Shadows and now have met the Queen. But don't think it ends here. Your death-laden journey only begins. Gamer system, too? Really?
Wow.
Daring today, aren't we?
Yup, gamer system. Mission Adopt Karen. Completed. Yup. Land of Shadows training mission reward. Yup. Game. Yup. Mm-hmm. Oh, the AI managing the gamer system is bratty, too. She's cute and funny.
Oh.
Oh, that'll get banned from my SB real quick. Can't mention those things.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry, someone sent me a
Jesus
stupid
Christ.
Star Trek meme, and it got me, okay? It's the first funny thing I've seen in a minute from, I've been subjected
No, I
to this for
pawned
2
it
hours,
for cash.
This is a matter of I hate
That's
this.
a good
This is
one.
revolting.
No, it's
No.
funny.
Well,
yeah,
you know,
that's a Ferengi.
as Max sent to me, I don't know if he sent you the Ben 10 clip.
I've not
Of,
received the
No,
Ben 10 clip.
I've not sent the Ben 10 clip to anyone but you.
Hey,
I would say,
Kevin.
I have only received some wildly bad Gundam line art.
So,
some really great Gundam line art.
Kevin 11 in Ultimate Alien was war profiteering in this episode. And they help him out of a bad situation, blah, blah, blah. He starts crying. Gwen's like, wait, are you crying, Kevin? And he's like, yeah, I have a heart, you know. It's that thing that poor people have instead of cash.
Not what was said, but roughly the same thing, yeah. It's like Gwen's like, so you do have a heart, and while crying, the voice actor does a great line read of, yeah, it's what poor people have instead of money.
Yeah, that's what it was.
That line hits differently as an adult.
Real.
True.
That line hits way different as a 30-year-old living with his parents.
At this point, it's the fucking norm, apparently.
Yeah,
I must declare it. This man uses AI.
I was gonna say, are you gonna declare you using your blue counterspell again for the upteenth time?
Yes, I am.
I knew it. Sneaky plays blue. Boys, get him.
You're not
Now, you see, what you don't understand, Nose, is I actually play blue, white, green artifact deck. Behold,
Mods
my
kill
max,
this man. Mods
my
kill
max
this man.
card deck. You milling me only makes me stronger.
Mods kill this man with malicious.
Not only will I banish your heroes, I'll also counterspell your abilities and equip an numerous number of artifacts to a single monster, causing it to become a double strike, trample, flying, shrouded, hex-proofed, life-linked monster.
All right, so first of all,
Counterpoint, I
let me
cast
Nikki, let me
direct
tell
burn
you.
to your life
Let me
point.
tell you about the Final Fantasy set and the fact that the Buster Sword may be one of the greatest pieces of equipment they've put in the game in a long fucking time.
I'm worried.
Oh no.
But second of all, thank you for whoever posted the stupid fucking Gundam joke. I am absolutely showing
you're
that to
welcome.
people at work. That is so fucking stupid.
I saw it on Stein server. I'm like, I think
The
someone on this server would
GQ
appreciate it.
The G Fred.
Yeah. I'm telling you that stands for fake red. They just won't
Oh, I
confirm
bet
it.
you it does.
What army do you think Fred would play?
G Fred, I don't know. That's terrible. I hate you.
Because it's the G Fred.
I don't know.
That's the actual.
But yeah, no,
name,
Sneaky.
unfortunately.
Buster Sword, okay? So it costs you 3 mana. Equipped creature gets 3/2. Whenever the equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. Then you may cast a spell from your hand with mana value less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost.
That's disgusting.
Why?
Because Buster Sword go burr.
It's so stupid.
It's the Buster Sword. It's supposed to be overpowered.
Yeah.
Also, listen, they did some amazing... Listen, so many characters got amazing art for this game.
Is it just Final Fantasy VII, or is it other shit
No,
too?
dude, they did every Final Fantasy. Bro, they went hard. Oh, man.
Dear.
There is some amazing art for Arden, my girl Ishtola. Oh.
Is there Kingdom
Tifa
Hearts
gets some
shit,
great
or
stuff.
no?
Huh?
Nah.
Is there Kingdom Hearts
Why
shit?
would
I
there-
imagine no.
No.
Why would there be
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts?
This is Final Fantasy, you idiot.
Because
fucking
Kingdom Hearts
I-
shit
yeah,
is
'cause-
tied in.
No,
Yeah, because it's
No.
tied in.
Twice
It's a
over.
genuine
No.
question.
Dissidia.
no, it's not.
Dissidia.
It's
No,
Final
that's dumb.
Fantasy.
Dissidia.
You're dumb.
Dissidia.
What?
Oh,
Why do
no.
you keep saying Dissidia? What does this have to do with Final Fantasy?
The City of Final Fantasy, I
Because
guess.
that's a Final Fantasy title.
That has
I
nothing
mean,
to do with Kingdom Hearts, though.
That
Oh my
has
gosh.
nothing to do with Kingdom Hearts.
No, I think he was
Wanna
saying,
bet?
is
Wanna
Dissidia
bet?
in it? I think that's what he was saying.
No, I'm sorry.
Hang
I'm
on.
sorry. Hang on. No, hang on a second. Sneaky. They have given the red players too much power. With Clive.
Yes, I'm aware. Yeah, they always give red players too much power.
Do you know what Clive does? Okay, we're looking at 6 mana, 4 colorless, 2 red. Okay, 5/5. When Clive enters, you may discard your hand, then draw cards equal to your devotion to red.
That's terrifying. Thank you.
Also, if you pay another 6 mana, you get to turn him into Ifrit.
Of course.
A 9/9.
Obviously.
Why would you give red players a blue player hand dump? Why would you do that? And why would you make it equal to their devotion to red? Clive just single-handedly cranked every goblin deck to 4,000. Also,
they put Sora into City.
Yeah.
No, brother.
Wait, no, they didn't.
Wait, no, find me the footage, please. That's not a mod.
He was
I
never in there,
swear,
brother.
I saw a damn.
Bro, he's not in Dissidia.
ad specifically with Sora in it.
Oh no, I've found the anti-sign set of memes.
Oh.
Oh no.
Let me post this in Shitrex first.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Alright, let me post this here. And then I'll cross-post here. Yes, this is the anti-sign set of memes. This damages the sign. It's a short curse.
Fuck you!
It's a short curse, but a powerful one.
Fuck you!
Also, luckily the
You
Star Trek
shit.
thing has given me the perfect reaction to that Gundam.
I'm clearly missing some context for this curse that I will absolutely
It's a
keep in the
story that.
Anyway, I gotta go take care of stuff. I gotta go do garbage while Sign chokes to death on his own bile.
Many such cases.
Good night, everybody.
Nate.
And I.
Also, I suppose can we put a sign L for him being confidently wrong about Dissidia?
True.
Great.
You did it.
You did it, sign.
Good job.
So the context for the fox and wife emoji is that someone contracted Sign to write a story called Foxwife. And the point of the story is that Sign doesn't have power escalation. He doesn't have ridiculous premise. He doesn't have anything. The entire point of the story is a gentle, slow, slice of life, chapter by chapter story
Monogamy.
of monogamous marriage to a fox girl who takes care of him when he comes home, cooks for him, enjoys his company.
Oh, that's just it's just a manga from the last like 3 or 4 years.
Yes. Basically Senko. Yes. Effectively imagine Senko, but remove any supernatural plot that
Any
happened.
action elements, any plot driving elements.
Of course, Sign immediately tried to inject a whole manipulation scale empire running thing into the Foxwife, but you know, we all made fun of him for it.
So the guy just wanted Senko-san and just removing 15% of the background stuff.
He wanted Senko-san with no supernatural overarching plot, and Senko looks like a MILF.
Senko is basically Wakamoto from Blue Archive.
Slice of nothing? Yes. Fair.
Yep.
But you don't understand. This was the hurt Sign.
And oh my god, it did.
It's always great breaking it up.
He tried to escalate it. He got slapped down. He tried to branch out. He got slapped down. The person paying him was like, "No, I want just chapters of loving wife and husband enjoying some time after work together."
It physically pains Sign to write it.
I respect it. Especially now knowing that it was made with the sole purpose of damaging Sign. The fact
So
that
now,
just normal,
whenever we want to
average,
deal damage to
everyday
Sign,
fantasy hurts him is hilarious.
yeah, now whenever we want to damage Sign, we just say Fox wife, and he goes, I would expect the fox to act like a fox. Yeah, but that's not the point of the story.
He does. No, she still acts like a fox. That was allowed.
Right, but he's saying more the manipulation and the, you know.
Yeah, more of the, yeah.
Otoko just wanted just lovey-dovey scenes of loving wife and husband. He didn't want wife secretly cheating. He didn't want husband's got a harem. He didn't want power scaling escalations. He didn't want wife, but secretly she's managing an underground empire.
Which is fine. I get that. I totally do. The problem is, not only is it psychologically painful to write, there's also the issue of, okay, what the fuck do I actually do here? Because it's
well, as LeMay said, it's slice of nothing. It is the sole purpose of these chapters is to make you imagine normal life with a singular person who loves you whenever you come home from work every day.
It was literally, I will pay you money to flagellate yourself, and I finally said no more, stop.
Callie sets a goal of 500k raised. She'll play League with Gigi.
She is clearly underestimating the spite that exists in the world by doing that.
She clearly underestimates the power of League players and how much they'll throw away money on something that will make everything worse to objectively make more people play League.
Oh, no, what's even funnier is that she's going to be able to, she doesn't realize she's going to be double dipping on this because her aunties are going to be getting that money themselves to make sure that she suffers.
Now, Phoenix,
so
you bring up a great point.
Milk both sides of the...
Yes. Phoenix, you bring up a great point. However, that wasn't the point of the story. The commissioner solely wanted to deal damage to Sign. They didn't want plot developments. They just wanted lovey-dovey slice of nothing scenes. They didn't want a story out of it. They just wanted to harm Sign.
And that was the biggest issue. If I could have done literally anything else other than the exact path he wanted, it would have worked out. But this is like, I can only make so much of this. It is not sustainable. I'm sorry.
Well, Sign, you will have your opportunity.
No.
In Blue Sign say.
Oh, whew. Okay. Yeah, I do need to start running that.
Especially with the Steam release coming soon.
Yeah, right.
You gotta capitalize on that massive flood.
Oh wait, it's getting a Steam release?
Oh yeah, it was supposed to actually come out today, but it got delayed because a bunch of people maliciously reported it for sex.
Oh,
yeah, they reported
with minors.
Sex, and now Steam is having to review. Which is there's none. The game itself is, aside from a little innuendo, there's nothing.
There's a lot of innuendo in the side stories, but like there's nothing explicit there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's nothing explicit.
Yes, I'm sorry, trying to say a little innuendo. No, get that shit out of here. You know it's a lot of innuendo.
Okay, so there's a lot of innuendo, but they never explicitly outright say anything. I think the closest to I've seen so far is Hina, who falls asleep with Sensei in the room, and Kisaki, who takes Sensei to a love hotel because she's actually having a not an asthmatic fit, but something like it. She needs somewhere to rest for a few minutes.
You know what? After hearing just that, I think I'm good for the night. Good night, everybody.
Amazing.
Wow. That girl is 17.
Man, we didn't even get into the part where one of the characters tells Sensei that, much like a video game, they should pre-order her wifeliness.
No, okay.
What?
I'm sorry. Did she really just say you should put a ring on me right now? Really?
Alright, so it's not canon. It is a meme. B, the meme goes, alright, son of is Ibuki, who is the most adorable 7-year-old lolly Nazi tank riding cute ball of fluff and energy you have ever seen, right? Ibuki is adorable. She is for head pats. Okay. The meme starts with, alright, Sensei says wife, and all the girls just overreact and fight each other about it. Ibuki goes, so you're gonna wife me too, right, Sensei? Well, no, I don't know, Ibuki. For that, she goes, but Sensei, if you pre-order now, you get early access.
I have genuinely blocked that meme from my memory. Because I do not remember that.
Kine could have spited the commissioner by having lovey-dovey scenes from the husband point of view with wholesome moments with Foxwife. And then a segment at the end of the chapter where the fox is reading in the inner monologue where she's manipulative and growing past it. True, but you see, Sign is not a higher order thinker.
No. If you commission me for something, I will give you what you pay me for. I will not try to fuck you over or twist it around. Otherwise, jerk off.
Monkey paw it.
Fuck, right?
Yeah.
I will not monkey paw it. No. I will give you exactly what you pay for if you give me money. That is my business model. You get exactly what you pay
Very
for.
True. Very true.
I do not fuck people over.
I do appreciate that apparently, for both Star Wars Tanya and Tanya Outer Heaven, that the commissioner notes of everyone past me and Atin have just been keep doing the thing.
Yes, that's been hilarious. Sir, I would like to buy more of your murder blender in Star Wars. All right. Do you want anything special? No, just have her kill more people. Okay. Hang on. Let me pull up the.
Waiter, additional children to blender, please.
Basically, let's see. 10K for TSW, 10,000 more towards TSW, 10K words towards TSW. Fanfic seller, I request your finest Zeltron murder blender.
Finest Zeltron murder blender. Fair. But,
I love One's-san Kenobi, and I need more of her. Obviously not a request, just a justification.
oh no, my review got deleted by the system.
Oh, your Curse of Ra?
Was it Curse of Ra?
My Curse of Ra got eaten.
I think that happened the last time. Like, after a while, it kind of filtered out your review.
Yeah.
At least it got rid of all the symbols and shit. But
Alas.
Over the
Rip.
reviews for a while.
Yeah, that was funny. He deleted 20 reviews.
And then they came back and your thing was altered.
Oh, God. But, yeah. So, I mean, garbage-ass story, garbage-ass this whole section's garbage. I'm just gonna fucking go through the favorites and follows. 42 chapters, 100K words, 87 favorites. Jesus Christ. 36 reviews. Jesus Christ. That you're not even getting a single review per chapter from 87 people. Holy shit. First published May 21st. Semicolon detected. Okay, if we click on this, and I see M dash, M dash, M dash, M dash, M dash, rule of 3, M dash, AI slop!
Oh, good lord.
And then, shit.
Weak chapter, nothing happened. Next chapter, not exciting either. Fuck off, asshole.
Now trapped in Fuki, de-aged, and wielding terrifying power of gamer system or something. I don't fucking know. Realistic self-insert of common sense, man. Of course. Hilt and hand. I'm not even gonna try and pronounce that. Was a sword with no sheath, too sharp to keep after the fighting was done. Still, she had been called, and she would do her best. Okay, blah blah blah, FGO, demigods, blah blah blah. Romance between, not gonna try and pronounce that, and Ritsuka. 21 chapters, 3K words a chapter. Again, 22 favorites. 22 reviews, but 111 favorites. So, again, barely even a single review per chapter out of 111 people. Oh.
Well,
Ooh.
I will give him that.
Ooh.
You might get 1%
What, are most of them AI or
review.
something?
3 years they've been posting this story, and they are only at 90K.
Ooh,
That's not good for a
doing it
self-insert OC.
Like a weekend thing? Maybe once a month?
21 chapters over the course of 3 years. That's like maybe
That's less than once a month.
0.6 chapters a month.
Yeah.
And each
How?
chapter is only 3K words. So we're talking about maybe 3K words every 2 months. That's not
That's
good.
bad.
Ugh.
That's
Yeah.
if like the chapters were maybe like 10K or something, maybe I could kind of understand.
Yeah, you can kind of last. When I deaded, I thought it'd end for me, but God decided it'd be fun. I live long life, so infinite wisdom sent me fucking Nasuvers. At least I have gamer system help conquer this world. What you mean I can't become strongest? Okay, at least I chance becoming Arturia husband, who she did Shiro mother. It OC self-insert, not Shiro self-insert.
I hate it. Shut up.
For someone using AI to generate their picture, they can't seem to use AI. Nope, M dash. Censored swearing, M dash. Rule of 3. Oh my god, it's AI, but they injected their illiteracy into the story. Holy fuck.
Well, he needed to make sure it didn't look like AI, Sneaky. Except, he didn't fix all the tails of AI.
Like, if I were in the Age of Gods, this would be a problem. I'd have a pool of divine prodigies to choose from, but no, I was in modern era where mages were psychotic and extremely territorial.
They were still that back then in the Age of Gods, dumbass.
Yeah.
Even more
The year is 1994! Avengers Vengeance. System list functions. You are the ultimate teacher with superpowers to block you from the world, and no one can know you're here.
So he's trying to avoid Alea and Gaia. Good luck. You're going to get a counter guardian sent after you.
What the fuck is... So he sees Shiro. Hey boy. Yes, sir, did you call me? I expected him to be polite. What I didn't expect was his demeanor. The boy stood there, not as a child, but as a machine, programmed to react. He wasn't human. He was already the weapon. Do you know Emiya Kitsugu? He's my father.
Yeah.
If you want to meet him, I'm heading home. I followed in silence. Everything about the boy, his gait, focus, awareness, spoke of discipline beyond his years. He was not a child. He was a blade. I always knew Shiro was more than a weapon than a man, but seeing it first, he was dangerous. He was a weapon that could adapt, evolve, and could kill anything because he believed he had to.
No, he's not there yet. It's no. No.
Of course, he had weaknesses. His mana reserves and fragile physique. Those were the only shackles holding him back from becoming a god-killing machine. Now I would break these shackles, for I would raise up a hero. Shiro was his salvation in this world. Dad, Mom, I'm home. Dad, there's a man who wants to meet you.
Well, no, it's his sensei, right? He would at least say, Dad, Sensei's here for a home visit or something. That's
No, the guy is deciding he's going to adopt Shiro as his student through the gamer system to train him into the ultimate powerhouse weapon for himself.
Okay, so he just a stranger off the street. Young boy, are you this boy? Yes. Take me to your parents. Okay.
No, young boy, do you know this person? Oh yeah, he's my dad. Okay, take me to him. So anyway, Shiro shouts, Dad, Mom, I'm home. Dad, there's a man who wants to meet you. Wait, Mom? The words slam into me like a truck. Mom? That wasn't supposed to happen. The only timeline where Shiro has a mother is fate collide, and that's different. Is this the main timeline? Is this the Nasuverse I know? Now, to be fair, I'm going to be honest here. If I somehow, unfortunately, ended up in the Fateverse, I would not trust any knowledge I have of the Fateverse beyond the general ideas and strokes of the Fateverse. Because as we've seen, there is literally infinite flavors of Fateverse.
Yeah, kaleidoscope.
So I would not trust that I ended up in Fate Stay Night lore. I mean, for all I know, I could have ended up in the same town as Fate Stay Night takes place in. What the fuck is that called? Fuki. I could have ended up in Fuki, but actually I'm in the Fate Strange Fake lore, so the fourth Grail War never happens in Fuki, and then the third Grail War never happens in Fuki. And
yeah, you're all chill. And then you find some international headlines about shit going down to the Midwest of America.
About space whales in the Midwest, yeah.
Really glad I'm not home for this one.
And so, that's what I'm saying, like, you could end up in all of the places that match up to, you know, one version of the lore, but it could be a completely different version of the lore where those events never fucking happened. And you wouldn't know until you fucked up.
Honestly, the worst part about the kaleidoscope being a built-in function, your poor dumbass could end up in a random fanfiction you've never heard of that was published in, like...
True.
2 years after the release of Fate.
Yeah, true.
One of those
Zelrich.
What's his fucking name? Zeltrich is a troll story.
Yeah.
He buddy swaps you with, like, Rin
God
or
forbid
Saber
you end
or
up.
something.
No, I'm sorry. If I find myself in the Fate for whatever reason, and my first visitor is Zelrich, I'm like, no, I'm done. Just end it. Just make it quick. I'm not gonna be.
Let me take care of
I'm not gonna entertain you.
Zeltrich, you wake up. What the fuck hit me? Oh, good, you're awake. Were you trying to cross the border there? Nope, nope, nope. Takes out gun, shoots self. Fuck you.
It's a shame because that's not actually how he is either.
I know, it's the worst part.
No.
Like the weirdest thing about him that I know of is that he made the Kaleido sticks as a
Yes.
shitpost experiment. Because it's like, can I infinitely pull energy from other universes? The answer is yes, but for some reason the sticks have some weird restrictions and they gain personalities and they're really uppity. I'll make these my disciples problem.
Ruby's the
No,
only
one of
uppity
them's one of them's a pervert, but they're both uppity little.
Oh.
They're both sassy gals. And he's like, you know what? This is a problem for my apprentices now. I'm bored.
Yeah, that sounds like Zeltrich.
That's what
Somebody else's
Zelrich is.
problem.
He's not a troll. He just doesn't give a shit.
Show up in a third Fang
something
fic?
just-
Oh god. I would know. That's cool and all, but I have better places to be.
What is the
Bang.
context for that? Who the fuck is Third Fang?
Third Fang is, you might know him, he's famous. Naruto Loops.
No.
No? No, wow. He also has, Go Away, I'm Watching Porn.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, that's the DxD story. I mean, it's honestly possibly one of the worst DxD stories ever, and unfortunately, it's fucking massive. It's sort of like the games we play of the DxD section.
Ooh.
Yeah. Like, the Issei is not likable as a character. The author introduces shit in a, horrible order. Like, he has characters introduced that Issei starts bullying, claiming they're terrible people and they wronged him greatly in a past that's never explained. And the character on screen just kind of sits there and gets shit on every time they show up. They're never an asshole. They're never mean. They just get constantly shit on for things that the author doesn't explain, that he, in canon, hand waves away as it happened in the past and she was really bad. Trust me, bro.
That sounds like this dude bearing personal grudges. Like the author putting in some.
It's a total shit show. It's a total fucking shit show. Issei is like God, literal beyond God tier OP before the story even starts. And it's like this massive, massive AU that has like 12 years of changed history before the canon starts, but we start at the canon spot in terms of the timeline.
Never explain this 12 years?
He explains them in drips and drabbles like 300k words in. Is it a trauma dump fic? I honestly, I don't know. I honestly don't know if it's certainly an ego fic. I don't know if it's a trauma dump fic, but it is certainly an ego fic because it's just constantly jacking off the main character, which is totally Issei, we swear, guys. But he's like worse version of Issei. Yeah, he's a self-insert worse version of Issei with a massively changed AU history that the author constantly uses to justify whenever he ever acts out of character, or like Seraphol shows up and he says like, "Oh yeah, what about last time?" And Seraphol's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, don't hurt me." Wah. And that's all. Yeah, that's all the context we get. They never actually explain the event beyond Issei getting really pissy for no reason, as far as we're concerned. It'd be funny if the author just adds twists of Issei having psychotic breaks. Yeah, that would be something. But like, no, this is all. The author introduces new power sets, new powers, new lore, new characters, and then hand waves their appearances all away by "It happened in the past. Trust me, bro."
No, I think he's saying it'd be funny if all of this was a psychotic break.
Oh no, I know what he's saying. I'm saying that that's not what he does though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it just sounded like you said it'd be funny if he started having.
Oh yeah, he also wrote. Yeah, that's right. He did write from Fake Dreams.
Wait, he wrote from Fake Dreams?
Yep.
I seem to recall that one was supposed to be pretty good.
I didn't like it.
Maybe it was overhyped.
I think it was overhyped. It was way overhyped. It's like mediocre at best.
I know a lot of people liked it.
Well, yeah. Well, a lot of people also liked Silver W. King Isley's Fate story, where he got literally all of the lore wrong. Literally all of the lore wrong. Like, he got how magic operates wrong. He got how rituals work wrong. He got how crest worms worked wrong. He got how Sakura's imaginary number power works wrong. He got how the Grail works wrong. He got how the Avenger taint on the Grail works wrong.
Okay, the Grail stuff is like, out of all those, that's the one thing you cannot fuck up. It's the Grail
Yeah,
system.
his big endgame plot in his Fate story was that Sakura, if she made her way to the Grail, she would be able to call forth an infinite number of corrupted heroes who would wipe out the world. And so to counter this, Ilya and Rin had to work together to do a counter-summoning ritual, which summoned an infinite number of heroes to counter the infinite number of corrupted heroes.
And how are they doing? With what magic are they doing?
They did it by tapping into the sympathetic ley-lined bonds on the Grail. Yeah. Also sex. They had sex on top of the ritual. Which magically invented mana.
That makes it...
Yeah.
No. That Sneaky, that is actually canon.
No. Transferring mana is canon. No. Transferring mana is canon, and it makes it work better. It has nothing to do with the ritual working better.
I seem to recall there are a few rituals.
Yes, but they use the sympathetic properties of sex, but that's only assumed because none of them are ever shown in the show beyond the mana transference ritual.
But they do exist canonically, and it is a case of
they are assumed.
It works better. We don't know why. Yes, it is assumed.
Well, we know why. It's because
they
wanted to draw people in with the promise of porn.
True.
Obviously. Weren't some of those actually in the light novel?
Probably. I don't think so, though.
Light novel?
There was no real rituals mentioned in the original Strange.
Visual novel.
No, not really. It's mentioned that blood is almost as effective as well, which is part of why true ancestors and apostles are kind of terrifying, because that's how they sustain themselves, as taking the literal life force at its source.
Yes. Dead apostle ancestors.
The beings that even the church and the mage tower are like, hey, if you're going after one of those, give us a call.
Yeah, no. We never said it wasn't otherwise.
Yes.
The original VN has sex in it, yes.
We're not saying otherwise, we're just saying that they never actually gave a explanation beyond, it's supposed to be more efficient, but not why it was more efficient.
Yeah.
And again, it's established that ingesting blood is about as effective, if not more so, depending on the constitution of the person taking the blood or giving the blood.
But yeah. Anyway, point being is that yeah, he basically invented a whole shit ton of lore, got everything he could possibly get wrong, up until including characterization and how servants work and all of that fun stuff wrong. And he just got everything wrong. But people loved the story. It's got thousands of favorites.
Yeah,
How do you get everything so wrong?
There's one thing Killing Air wrote, which does have my intrigue, which is Kiritsugu having 3 swords made using his bones as a material. It's like, oh, that's an interesting idea. Because theoretically, he just gave Shiro access to unlimited go fuck yourself mages.
Yes.
Because now that it's in the form of a sword,
yes,
he can perfectly copy it and all of its properties. So,
well, reduced.
You gave up one more rib than necessary, but you didn't know that your adopted son could infinitely reproduce anything that counted as a sword in the world as a concept.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Doesn't Shiro's Eye only produce it at a reduced quality thing? Only applied to things that are above a certain.
That's for
right?
Phantasm. That is explicitly for Noble Phantasms, which is supposed to be like these are integral to heroes, which makes them sort of unique as far as the world's concerned.
Right.
So it's a degraded version. This is just a normal ass sword with a super special magic property, and because that magic property is recognized by the world as being something that, yeah, of course it's supposed to exist, why else would we allow it to continue in the form of bullets and shit?
Oh, so he could just make those at the quality they're supposed to be, or even higher, couldn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, he could in fact reinforce them further, and he could give them an overedge version. I don't know why you would, because just coming in contact with a mage completely disrupts their magic circuit.
Maybe the overedge version makes them explode.
I was gonna suggest the same thing.
Because fuck mages.
Good brain cell sharing there, Sneaky. I'm glad we both went the same thing. Like,
the Raiju explode.
It explodes in fragmentations which bury themselves in the mage, and now
no, the mage explodes.
No. So
the mage explodes.
Yeah, no. Like, what's the overedge version of this new sword do? Poke.
Poof.
Arm just explodes. Oh dear.
Kiritsugu's origin bullets fucked up a mage on a
You see, you are a mage. This blade is an anti-mage. Oh, it cuts mana, does it? No, it is. You know, antimatter and antimatter. So if this touches you, you both get annihilated.
It's a good thing you only have 3. Yeah. 3. Yeah.
3,000.
3 Gorillion. An infinity of 3.
Yeah, you only have 300,000. You have 300,000. Yes.
And that's just what's in stock right now. I'm making more down the line. You're what?
But hold on. Shiro is a mage. How is he with the mage killing sword as a mage? Unless
don't worry about it.
A fucking unlimited blade works bullshit.
Yes, don't worry. Oh, he also can fire them. Like bullets.
Oh, yes.
Keep in mind, like, the blade itself is probably what's made from the bone. It would be weird for Kiritsugu to be like, yeah, I'll have everything, including the hilt and the wrap for the hilt made out of the bone, because that won't possibly hurt my adopted son, who I accidentally taught the wrong way to make a magic circuit with.
True.
Oh God. Oh, that thing touching Shiro with all of his artificially created nerve circuits would suck.
Explode.
Oh.
Oops.
Here, son, catch! Catches it by the blade. Poof. Honey, I blew up our child.
Oh, you know what? No, Kaelner is right. Like they do have to make contact like internally. That's what the overedge version does. Actually touching the overedge version, you don't need the cut. It just works.
It's antimatter and
wait,
matter meeting.
Oh wait, I just remembered
Oh,
something.
no.
Something about like Kiritsugu's bullets kind of required the
In the
magazine
fic,
to be-
Kiritsugu fixes Shiro's methodology. Lame. But
That's for the. I mean, if he's preparing him for the war,
yeah, I
that
mean, that
makes
makes
sense
sense.
because
But
the whole reason he taught him wrong was the hope that the pain would keep him away from pursuing the path. Unfortunately, he didn't realize
Yeah,
that
that didn't
Shiro
work.
had long ago become a sociopath and did not care about hurting himself if it meant saving others.
unfortunately, Shiro was more retarded than he was alive. Many such situations.
And he was destroyed after he proved. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to be. There's no reason to prove capable of projecting them. Like, also, there's no reason to destroy the original swords either. Well, actually, how do you go
Make
about
sure nobody
destroying
else gets
something?
them.
How do you go about destroying something like that so that it can never be used
You
against the
burn it.
person who made it?
You burn it. Smash it, then burn it, then bury whatever's left. I mean, it's just fucking bone, right? Even if it's got special properties, it's still just
I
bone.
don't know how the swords were made in the fic. I only know about this from you guys describing
Yeah,
it and killing
fair.
or
Yeah,
describing
I
it.
never read it
So
that far.
okay, you know what? As a funny little haha fuck you, he has the swords melted down into new kitchenware.
Oh god.
That is
Yeah, Shiro would.
It's perfectly good metal. Why waste it?
You know, I will say one thing I liked about history was that no one really understood why adding the bones of your enemies made a better sword.
Yeah, or why blood also would help with that.
Blood,
Yeah.
especially if you quench it in blood. Yes.
Quenched in blood, made with the bones of your enemies. And no one really understood why that was happening. They just kept doing it. They're like, clearly the spite of my slain enemies is improving the steel magically. No,
it's just
it was
adding
just
carbon,
carbonizing
okay.
better. Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
There are
it
places
is 10 o'clock, gentlemen.
It is.
It is. We read AI Slop today.
Oh boy.
Yeah, yeah. So it didn't get worse today. I apologize. It did not get worse today, but there was more. So at least half the promise was fulfilled. So come back Friday.